Hey, folks, we're back with another episode of Three Men and an Anime.
Ooh.
46 of them!
Yeah, this is the
Plus
46th.
specials!
Yep, that's not counting the specials.
Yeah.
So 49 if you count the specials. This is Peter Bowman, as always, and I'm joined by my good friends and co-hosts, Eric Carlson and Gav Leaf. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing all right.
I am existing.
Good. I'm glad you still exist, Gav.
Just.
You've not
There was
failed.
a-
You have not failed an existence check. That is good.
There was a dicey moment when I was in the queue at the post office where I was just so bored I almost phased out of existence. But
Oh, that's
I've
really
been there. Why?
yeah, I managed to hold it together and went and got a pie afterwards. So
Ah.
Pi is existence affirming. That's the word I'm looking for.
So, this week, we are covering my most recent series selection. And this is the first time we'll have gone back to a series with more than one season.
second verse, much like the first.
Yeah, actually. We're covering Slayers next this time.
Hooray!
So, we're covering Season 2 of Slayers, which continues on from the first season with a whole new series of baddies to deal with. And new humor, and actually some development inter-party relationships, sort of.
Zelos' best girl.
And an introduction of a new major character who actually hangs around in the next series too. Yes, so we don't really have to talk about the characters too much, since, I mean, we'll briefly mention the four main characters because, just as a refresher.
This is a refresher.
So, yeah, Slayers revolves around the main cast, which is a party of four adventurers. It's a fantasy series, a fantasy comedy series.
It's a fantasy comedy series, like high fantasy, like magic, monsters, and whatnots.
They were the original author was not at all influenced by Dungeons and Dragons whatsoever.
No, and this show doesn't totally have a game based after it.
Nope.
No, you know.
Certainly not one that Peter and I have played.
Yep. Yeah, so we have a party of four adventurers. Our main protagonist and the rest of her party. Although one can almost argue that they're kind of sidekicky, but they're not really.
They're all in their own shows. All of them have like the main character potential.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But it's definitely Lina's show.
There is one more, the one above all, basically.
Yes. So the main protagonist is Lina Inverse, the fiery-tempered, red-headed sorcery prodigy, with a remarkably acerbic wit and. Did I mention she's bad-tempered
Cute as a
and greedy?
button when she explodes things.
Hmm?
Cute as a button when she explodes things.
Oh, she's generally adorable.
Yeah. When she's annihilating entire cities.
Which is adorable.
Lina is an immensely talented spellcaster. One of the things I do like about it in both the original series and this one, and in the follow-up series Try, and in the further follow-up series, Evolution R and Revolution, or Revolution, Evolution R, I forget the order. Lina, they do actually portray her as not just being like sort of, a savant when it comes to magic. She's actually genuinely intelligent.
Yes.
Like, she actually figures stuff out.
She's very clever. Probably the smartest person in the show.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
that includes cosmic entities.
Yeah.
Can be, yeah. I mean, there's chunks of this series that we'll go on to where she's trying, she actively says, I've learned the basics of how to do this thing, which is cool, but I haven't mastered it yet. I need to learn more. We don't specifically see what it is actually that she needs to learn, but later she only masters it by picking up a book and going, oh, that's how it works. Okay, now I understand. So there is actual learning in the show. It's not ass pulled because power of friendship.
No, power of friendship comes into play. Sort
There's a
of.
bit of power of friendship, but it's more of a fuck you, elder god kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's
the power of friendship doesn't give you the nuclear launch codes.
no, it doesn't.
No.
Not at all.
The
It
power
just
of
makes
friendship
you-
gives you the ability to talk back to elder gods and not die.
Yes.
Basically. So Lina is our main protagonist. She's, as I said, she's a petite, teenage teenage sorceress with immense power and brains to back it up. And not bad. She's not bad in an actual fight physically.
It's just a
Usually
little bit
because
of a warrior.
Usually because it's played for laughs, but
Yeah.
the second main character is her the man
They're
who
totally not boyfriend.
totally not boyfriend. Yeah, the slightly older guy who's just at one point decided he'd be her protector before he realized exactly how powerful she was. Because the first series he met her in the woods when bandits had very stupidly decided to ambush her. And he's like, "Oh, a young girl being attacked by bandits. I'll save her." And she's like, okay, sure."
Well, in his own words, he's like, "I will be your defender," and that kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he decided early on, and they've become friends. I mean, argumentative friends, but
Their relationship is combative, but never anything other than amiable.
yeah. I forgot to mention his name's Gory. He is Gory Gabriev, a gigantic dude who is also stunningly good looking.
He's very slender for a big guy.
Fairly, he's clearly got like serious muscle definition. Like he's not like
He's a walking T. He's like slim like body, but then just shoulders.
yeah. And he is one of the best swordsmen in the world. You'll be hearing this, one of the best in the world, applied to virtually everybody in the party. They are a
He's
party of
also
complete badasses.
On top of that, he's also got freaky strength.
Oh, he's immensely strong. Immensely, and he's a
And
brilliant
he has a
swordsman.
magic lightsaber.
Yeah, and he's got a magic. He's got a magic lightsaber. Yeah, magic sword of light. And he's not very smart.
He's dumb as a stump.
Yes, Gory's dumb. He
He's
knows
got
he's
emotional intelligence, but
Gowry is an excellent example of high wisdom, low intelligence.
Yes.
Yes.
And I wouldn't say very high wisdom. I'd say good wisdom.
Yeah.
Like it's good. Gory's too.
He knows that he's been. He knows that he's been taken as a fool.
Offset his intelligence of 4.
He's dumb. Gory's 3 best stats are strength, constitution, and then charisma.
Yeah.
Because not only is he good looking, he's just genuinely likable. Like nobody dislikes Gory. Nobody.
Yeah, nobody does. You can't not like Gowry. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, he is. He's
The man has not an ounce of guile or malice in him.
and a right hook that could probably fell a mountain.
Yes. Speaking of right hooks, let's talk about Amelia.
Yeah, Amelia, she is literally a princess. Of a major important city called Sairaag. Her father, Prince Phil, is amazing.
Phil is an absolute beast.
And is hilarious.
Yes. Amelia is a shrine priestess. She's she knows white magic. She's a healer, specializes in healing and anti sort of spirit and undead magics type stuff. Also, technically she's sort of the world's equivalent. She's a warrior of justice, by which I mean she's kind of like a quasi monk / paladin type thing.
Yeah.
She's a pugilistic paladin with an emphasis on spellcasting.
Yes.
Basically,
That's the best description of her.
yeah. It's like, okay, if you're looking at it from a World of Warcraft sort of perspective, okay, paladins are the warriors of light, right? Well, imagine a holy priest decided she's going to go punch someone.
Yeah.
And be good at it.
Yeah.
And that's Amelia.
And she's she is a bundle of optimism and right makes might, not might makes right. Right makes might. And she is one of the most genuinely good people in the show.
She also tends to view things as very black and white.
Generally, yes. She gets over it a little bit as she goes along, but not much.
Not much. It's a pretty core part of her identity, honestly.
But it's not really even like a Law and Order type, good and evil type thing. It's it's good and evil are big things for her, but justice is a really big driving thing for her.
It's kind of a thing for her entire family.
Yeah. Well, some of it.
Well, yeah, some of it. She's definitely
her dad, anyway.
Yeah.
And one of her uncles. Phil has one brother who's not a complete prick. And the fourth member of the party is Zelgadis, who is a shaman, with more multi-class tricks than really is good for him, probably.
Yeah, he's a student of the game, so to speak.
Yeah.
So he's a skilled, powerful spellcaster with specialization in nature and elemental magic. But he's also a skilled swordsman. He knows some rogue tricks. Also, he is a chimera and who's forcibly turned into a hybrid between human, demon, and stone golem.
Yeah.
Which is handy because it makes him virtually invulnerable to mundane weapons.
Although you wouldn't know it the way he acts.
I think he forgets it sometimes. I think the writers forget it sometimes.
He is also the show's just complete emo. Woe is me. I'm the dark, mysterious swordsman. Stop being cheerful around me. God damn it, you're cramping my style.
He's the straight man also.
He's very much a straight man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's funny, but it's usually sort of dry humor. Except for the bits where he actually starts realizing, oh my god, how am I the comedic sidekick in this situation? What the hell? No! I'm the serious one. What the hell? So that is our party. We are joined by a new person on the sort of the path of their adventures. Joined is a strong term.
He keeps showing up.
He keeps showing up, and sometimes travels with them, and sometimes doesn't.
Basically, Team Rocket jump into fucking Slayers.
Kinda.
They operate individually, but we've basically got fucking Team Rocket.
Zealous really isn't Team Rocket.
Zealous isn't Team Rocket. Martina is Team Rocket.
He's got blue hair and he's the competent one of the two. It's Team Rocket.
Yeah, but he's also actually intelligent.
And most of his plans work.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Most of his plans work. Yeah, actually, that is one huge point in his favor. Also, he's more of a plot instigator, and he's not really an antagonist. He's never an antagonist for the party.
I don't know. It pisses off Zelgadis a few times.
Sure.
Well, yeah, that's because he's a giant troll.
Oh yeah. He really enjoys. Yeah, he is Zelos, the mysterious priest, and we'll get into more about Zelos, what Zelos is later on. But yeah, he claims to be a priest, a traveling priest. He's helping. He is, also looking for something that the party is looking for, which we'll get to in a moment. And that's what he says he's doing, because clearly he's not up to something.
No, he's on the level all the time. Clearly.
Yes.
Why would you think otherwise?
Because it's so obvious he's not. He's really bad at hiding that he's not.
I don't think it's so much that he's bad at hiding it. He just likes, haha, I've got a secret.
Yeah. Oh no. Yes, absolutely. His motive, what he exactly is up to, and what if you ask him what exactly he's actually doing and why he's doing it, he'll just say it's a secret.
I love Zelos. He's hilarious.
He won't actually lie about it. He just will flatly not tell you. I mean, he lies. Zealous lies a lot.
Oh, yeah. He's a lying liar with lies.
But yeah, so... And we're also introduced to the comedic antagonist of this series, Martina, who's a princess of another kingdom, a rival kingdom of Sairun's, Zoana. Yeah.
She serves monstrous Zogelmeister.
Zommelguster.
Zommelguster, that's it.
Yes, a Mazuku that she totally didn't make up. She made it up. She completely made it up. And actually, she flatly says that she made it up at one point.
Yeah.
Much too. Basically, as she talks about, she actually sort of pontificates and laughs and sort of, haha, and then I will sacrifice you to my lord. This is all my patron Mazuku, Lord Zommelguster. And everyone sort of looks at Lina and is like, you ever heard of Zommelguster? No. Who the hell is Zommelguster? I thought I knew all the major Mazuku. I made him up. What?
Of course.
Yeah, and it kind of speaks about her mindset when she openly admits she made him up, and yet will break down praying to this made-up god that she herself made up to save her when she's in mortal danger.
She is by.
And we'll have conversations with him where she does his spooky voice.
Yes, she will.
She's a little bit special.
Very much so. I will say this: she's driven.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the point she managed to affect Lina with a curse by sheer force of personality. Just force of will. Just like, yes, this curse will affect Lina. Wait, that worked? How?
Of course it worked. The power of Lord Zommelguster, all things are possible.
But yeah, she has taken a deep... all right, so the opening episode basically is the party has split up to a large degree, except for Lina and Gori are still hanging out together. Amelia's gone back to Sairun because, she is a princess. And Zelgadis has gone off to look for a cure to look for a way to basically turn himself back into a normal human, because that's what he wants. He doesn't really want to be a, invulnerable demon golem thing.
I don't know why not. Sounds awesome.
There are some unfortunate side effects to that, Eric.
They do try and point out. I mean, at this point, when we meet back up again, not to skip ahead of what we just said there, but when we meet, they do go to the great lengths in this series to point out the negatives. Like he's trying to brush his hair and he has to use a fucking a steel brush.
There's a point where his hair gets stuck in a table because he pounds his table on the forehead, because he bangs his head on the table.
Because his hair's metal as well, or stone or whatever. So he needs to use industrial clippers to try and cut it, even if it does grow back at all.
It does. His hair does grow.
Yeah. They go to great lengths in this to point out that it might sound cool to be indestructible and shit, but no, there are definitely downsides.
Yeah.
Usually done for hilarious comedic effect.
Oh God, yes, absolutely. It's always funny.
Like seriously, I first time I saw him get his head stuck to a table, I just could not stop laughing.
It's really good. I will say this is not ever outright stated, because they don't generally go to this sort of this particular area of stuff, but it's very clear that Amelia definitely has a crush on him, and he very clearly does have feelings back for Amelia.
Right.
There are some issues with that, given what his physically, shall we say.
Rock hard.
Heyo.
Sorry, that had to happen.
Oh, I was sort of setting you up for it, Eric. Yeah, I mean, they never actually say that, but it's pretty clear. It's like, yeah. I mean, the
abrasive.
Thing is, what?
Abrasive, shall we say?
Yeah, it's really, really clear. Amelia, she is happy. She loves Zelgadis no matter what. I mean, that's
because she's probably the nicest person in the show, honestly.
Yes, she is.
Between her and Gowry.
She's actually nicer than Gowry.
Yeah, Gowry's not so much nice. He's just kind of.
No, he's nice. He's a nice guy, but
he is, but he's more.
Gowry will just fucking kill you.
He's not smart enough to be nasty.
But Gowry will. Yeah, he is. Amelia, if you are particularly evil, Amelia will too. I mean,
yeah. But what I mean is, Gary's a puppy.
Generally, yes. There are moments like he does get upset, and he's usually good about it. He's definitely a nice guy, but he's capable. He's more capable of not. He's less optimistic than Amelia, for starters.
Yeah.
But at any rate, but yeah, Martina. Yeah, they should basically the party all managed to simultaneously converge in Zoana. Basically, Lina and Gary are there because Lina wants to look at a magic book that's in Zoana. Amelia is showing up as a diplomatic envoy from Sairaag to Zoana, basically saying, "Okay, you're building up our troops on our border. Please stop, because otherwise people think you might be going to war." Oh, Zoana's actually planning on invading.
Oh, okay.
Because they want to conquer the world.
Well, Martina does. Her dad doesn't really care.
Well, he's quite happy to conquer the world. He wants power. He just doesn't get the whole Zolmaguster thing, but
Right.
Being more powerful, having more stuff, he's down. And Zelgadis is hired by Martina's dad to be the court wizard, basically, and bodyguard, just in case.
Also, so if you look at the same book Lina wants to look at.
Yeah, that was his price. You get to look at our book.
Well, all right then.
Yeah. So that's where they all meet up. Things go badly
hilarity ensues. The kingdom has exploded as it is.
Yeah.
Well, it starts off that the king himself is actually playing it very cagey, and he's dealing with a diplomat as you should deal with a diplomat, and then Martina decides to take over.
Yeah.
And
Martina is not subtle ever.
No, she deals with a diplomat the same way Bowser would deal with a diplomat.
She
or at least
desperately wants to be a supervillain.
Yeah.
She really does.
Desperately.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so she does manage to get Amelia sort of after revealing their plans. She gets Amelia, going on one of her big, justice pontification monologues. And then she basically is like, it's like, okay, we'll attack, we'll totally capture him. Amelia's like, okay, I could probably hit all your guards because I'm actually dangerous. That's when they reveal Zagatis. And Amelia starts going, oh my god, the tragedy of having to face one of my friends. And when did I get tied up?
That's the exact line. It's like, she's monologuing about having to face Zelgadis, and it's like, and Zelgadis, well, I mean, it won't really be a problem now you're tied up. She's like, wait, when did that happen?
Really has a tendency to go into dramatic speeches.
Yes, which are usually hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, they're hilarious. Let's be real. So basically, they've got Amelia tied up and are going to do some. Basically, probably going to kill her. At least that's what the implication is. Which is when Lina and Gary show up to save the day.
Save the day.
They're trying to save the day. Lina actually is there trying to rescue Amelia. She doesn't know Zelgadis is there. She totally hasn't picked up the book the book Zoana has because it fell out of the vault. Totally, she didn't.
Yeah, it just fell out of the vault. That happens, right? Yeah, it happens.
He's lying around,
And so Amelia
fell off a truck.
Yeah, Amelia clues in, Lina about that Zelgadis, why Zelgadis is there, and Lina's like, "Oh, the book, dude. There's nothing in here about how you cure your condition. It's just about how to make It's an old book about how to make golems."
How did you get this? It fell off a truck. Don't ask questions.
At which point Zelgadis switches sides immediately because the king lied to him about what the book was.
Groups, then, all right.
they're like Zel, he's like, Zel, I don't want to fight you. She goes, well, and he's like, no, well, I've pledged, I've given my word and pledged my my services to this kingdom. As long as they pay the price that I'm willing, I'm honor bound to keep to do as they wish, which means I'm going to fight you. She goes, well, what was your price to look at the book? Oh, you mean this? Oh, this is crap. There's nothing in here to help you out at all. turns around and faces the king. You told me it had a cure for being a chimera. It's a magic book about golems. You lied. I'm on your side now.
Well, you can also tell Zell's actually pretty happy about not having to face Lina.
Yeah.
For more than just Lina might blow me up reasons.
They're friends. He'll never admit it, but they're friends.
Oh, yeah. No, he does admit it at times. Just not at the moment.
No, he's never going to admit it. It's impossible for Zell to admit that.
No, he actually flat out says it at least
too
once.
busy being emo to admit to anything.
He says it at least 3 times in the series.
I don't believe you. He would deny
Eric, we're not watching it. We're not watching it again. We don't have that time.
No, we don't. At any rate, Zell is not that emo.
No, he's not. But he would deny it absolutely if you called him on it.
I'm not sure he would.
I think he would.
I think it would
Especially if he was
depend
trying
on
to
the
impress
situation.
someone.
There are times Lina exasperates him, and he probably would not admit it then. I think it depends entirely on the situation.
Yeah.
And how annoyed he is with Lina at any given moment. But when push comes to shove, yes, they're friends.
No, they're definitely droogs.
Oh, God, yes. I mean, the level of respect the two of them have for each other,
Yeah.
As
much crap as they give one another.
Oh, God, yes. But
Lina does not have a relationship where she does not give people crap.
No, she doesn't. No, she gives her friends. She picks fun of her at her friends all the time, and kind of expects them to do so in return.
Well, it's a sign of affection.
Although there are certain buttons she will get very annoyed about if you poke fun at her about.
Yes.
Okay, so Martina goes off to activate the hidden super golem the town has, which is really old and goes out of control and is going to basically blow up. It's basically going to blow up a large area if something's not dealt with the faulty reactor thing it's got. And of course, it's made of material that's resistant to common magic, which leads Lina to go, "Oh, it's immune to common magic." You say, "Well, I know uncommon spells," and starts casting the Dragon Slave.
A signature spell that makes everything explode.
Yep. She starts the incantation, at which point you see Gowrie, Amelia, and Zell's faces go, "Uh-oh."
He pulls out an air raid siren.
Yes.
Gowrie's got a megaphone.
This is a Dragon Slave warning. Clear the area. And the resulting explosion does blow up the castle.
Yeah, it turns out the golem wasn't quite as powerful as they thought. Yeah, been an old rusted pile of nothing, but by the end of it. But it goes pop.
It was powerful. That the super laser thing it had did a lot of damage when Martina fired it. It only fired once, and then the reactor started going out of control.
And then it blew up. The end.
So yeah, Martina blames Lina for all of this.
Because of course she does.
And swears eternal vengeance on her. In the name of Zommelguster.
Just find which direction... Find out which direction the Pikachu is going, and going the other direction. You'll have a much better life. Okay?
That actually ends up working out okay for Martina. In the end. It does.
The church does end up falling on her.
What church?
It wasn't actual church, it was just the facade.
I know.
And I remain unconvinced that horrible bad luck would not follow her no matter what direction she went.
Yeah, but when you know bad luck is against you, you don't go poke the bear.
But she doesn't know bad luck is against her. She's got far too much hubris to admit it.
She is utterly convinced she can take Lina despite all evidence to the contrary. Despite continued evidence to the contrary. Escalating evidence to the contrary.
She is not with the smart making.
No! She is attractive and rich and crazy. With incredible sort of, self-delusional levels of willpower.
So she's Californian.
And apparently she's really tough because she survives a lot of shit.
Yeah, she does have the comedy relief armor.
Oh god, yes, absolutely.
And it's a good fucking job.
So, after this, they start basically looking for. Basically, after this, Zell's going to go wander off on his own, and the party. Lina's like, "Okay, where are you going?" He's like, "I'm looking for the Claire Bibles because that might have a clue to my cure." And Lina's like, "Okay, fine. Just don't go wandering off on your own. We're your friends. We'll come and help you." Like, Gary and I really don't have anything better to do.
The Claire Bible, for the record, is basically the book of all knowledge.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
If you have if you have an answer, it's in the Claire Bible, which is why they were looking for this book in the first place.
Well,
why they
specifically, Zell's looking for a solution, and Lina's like, "Oh, the only thing I can think of that guaranteed to have would be the Claire Bible. I'll help you look for it." And Zell's like, "I'll go off and do it on my own." Look, Zell, stop being the moody loner. We're gonna help you. We're your friends. Stop. Come back here. So they end up staying in it, and Lina decides, okay, well, Zell's being all moody about this. I can't sleep.
So let's go blow up some bandits. That always cheers me up.
Well, also, Lina's theory on this also is that, bandits always end up having stupid pieces of random scraps of information that is just incredibly useful for finding things you're looking for. Because that's what happens in RPGs. In your classic tabletop, like classic old school style D&D games, that sort of shit actually works.
Yes. Let's go beat up some bandits for some information. Hey, well, it worked.
It's one of my favorite things of the show. Lina's like, okay, I'm going to go beat up bandits for information. Why would that work? Wait, it worked?
Why would that work?
Bandits have
surprisingly good information at their disposal. Who knew? Unfortunately, the particular group of... So, basically, they hear explosions, look off and go, oh god, it's Lina. The rest of the party, they're like, I hear fireballs exploding. Oh,
that must be Lina
up to. Okay, Lina, how greedy are you that you decided to go off and blow up more bandits? Actually, I'm here looking for... That's totally what I'm doing, yes. I am totally out here looking for information on the Claire Bible for Zell. Nope.
That would be ridiculous.
That's totally what I'm
a big
doing, actually.
Head because they want to hang out with us. So I'm blowing up stuff for reasons.
She actually cracks pretty quickly and says, yeah, that's actually what I'm doing.
Yeah.
At which point, we're introduced to Zelos, who introduces himself as a traveling priest, who's also looking for the Claire Bible. And he's heard tell that a particular bandit group has a manuscript of it, a copy.
Well, firstly, he claims to be, I can't remember what it was called now, I think something like the Water Temple. He claims to be a priest of a temple where the Claire Bible...
Water Dragon King.
The Water Dragon King, where the Claire Bible is kept. And he's heard that he's been tasked with retrieving
he's trying to recover a stolen manuscript. That's right.
Recover a stolen a copy of it, essentially. And
that he's heard rumors that this particular bandit group has it. They go up to get it back from the bandits. It's hilarious. Zelos sort of actually managed to get the copy ahead of any of them, and says, "Nope, this isn't what you're looking for. Won't be useful to you. But I'm gonna destroy it." And they're all like, "But why?"
But that would have been
secret.
Useful. It's a secret.
And that's sort of the ongoing sort of general gist of Zelos shows up with some piece of information that might theoretically be helpful. It doesn't usually pan out until much later in the series, in which case when he starts being actively useful.
Yes.
Although he's actually useful a few times before that. And there's several over the course of the series, there's the overarching plot of what the fuck is Zelos up to, and can the party find the Claire Bible and find Zell a cure? We do find out what Zelos is up to eventually. The party does find the Claire Bible. No, Zelos doesn't get a cure. Zell got it.
There's also the party keeps on stumbling upon various weird conspiracies and
which totally end up not being linked together. They totally end up being linked together.
Which are not linked together. All of them involving Mazuku. And eventually,
there basically are 3 arcs in the show. There's the big overall arc. There's the first arc in Atlas City with the Mages Guild and their evil former head.
Yep.
who's made a pact with Amazuku for immortality, because he's looking for he's looking to find to create resurrection magic to resurrect his lost love.
Yeah.
He totally is not at all analogous to Mr. Freeze, not even a little bit.
Nope.
We looked it up. Mr. Freeze, I think, technically came into existence first.
Mr. Freeze does predate him a little bit.
By
Well,
like a
no.
year.
So, yeah, the animated series, Mr. Freeze. You know, the actual, the whole story about him trying to find a cure for his dead wife, that kind of shit. Yeah.
Now, this
But
is
yeah,
not a
he-
new
not be-
concept, so I've no
No,
idea.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dude's got his dead wife in a trapped in a crystal, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between death, or between life and death.
So yeah, he's basically kidnapping people, stealing their magical life essence, and trying to use it to resurrect his wife.
Yeah, he's basically draining gas tanks and filling up his own.
Basically.
That's what he's trying to do.
So, Lina, our heroes get involved from a slightly different angle. The episode where they get hired is hilarious.
Yeah.
Basically, the two people are competing to become the new heads of the Atlas City Mages Guild, and they hate each other and hire mercenaries, i.e., each hires half the party to deal with the other guy, which leads to immense comedy.
So I guess that makes me the heartless, stone-faced swordsman. You actually like that description, don't you?
So, and as they're dealing with the former head of the Mages Guild, the Mazuku actually is sort of hanging around there because that's part of his deal. He actually grabs Lina, sort of teleports Lina aside at one point, and basically offers her a deal because he's like, "Look, we don't have to go through all this fighting stuff. If you want to, I'm more than willing to swear the pledge with you also, this pledge of immortality with you also. I'm looking to work with as many powerful and intelligent people as possible." And Lena's like, "No,
No.
I don't particularly want to be immortal. Also, I'm not evil. Why do people keep thinking I'm evil?"
Reasons. The whole exploding city.
She doesn't mean to blow up cities. And the most people she blows up are bandits.
Enemy of all life.
That's one of her nicknames. That's one of her nicknames, yes. Because she eradicates bandits left. Her main one is Lina versus the Bandit Killer.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
Again, she's impulsive and hot-headed and has more firepower than any 17.
Any one of those character
have.
qualities should be allowed to have.
She's an older teenager at this point. Probably I think she's around 17 at this point in Next.
Mm.
She starts off the first series at 15, and it's been about 2 years since then. Yeah, Lina. But yeah, it's a sort of a running theme that Mazu basically offer a deal to work for them, and the rest of the party ends up being like, comedically like, "Oh, thank God she didn't accept it." And Lina's like, "But of course I didn't accept it.
That?
I'm not actually evil." I mean, she never says that. She never says that particular, but that's clearly the expression she's got. It's like, come on, guys, really? When have I ever seriously considered making a deal with a Mazuku? I mean, come on. She never has. I mean, technically, that's where that's where you draw power for sorcery in this universe.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
yeah.
a number of the larger spells that she casts are literally her making a pledge and a deal with the demon at that exact moment in point to borrow power.
Yeah, it's yes, it's a fairly common trope in a lot of Eastern mythology, actually. Basically, most destructive magic is drawing on the power of the Mazuku. In in Slayers. This is one of the running sort of themes of a lot of Eastern fantasy stuff is the actual source of the power you get, source for where your power comes from, is less important than what you use it for and who you are. You clearly can be seduced by this, by the you can be seduced by the dark side effectively, obviously. But like using sorcery is not inherently evil in Slayers at all. Like there are plenty of good people who use sorcery spells, and there are plenty of dark sorcerers who've gone crazy with power. It's a case of who you are and how you use the power, and
Right.
And there are plenty of people who use white magic in Slayers who are fucking evil.
Mm-hmm.
Not looking at you, Rezo.
Yeah, well, yeah, he went
Rezo.
evil. Copy Rezo more. But with both versions of Rezo, there are extenuating circumstances why he went evil. Didn't help that he had a greater demon in his head from basically birth without him knowing it. Did not help.
That will influence your mindset.
Yeah, just a little
bit. Just a bit.
So, Lina and our heroes deal with stop the former head of the Mages Guild of Atlas City. He does sort of actually quasi-succeed in resurrecting his wife, kind of. He animates the body.
Yeah, he reanimates the body. So, yay, Pet Cemetery?
Yeah, there's enough of her in there to basically ask him to put her down.
Yeah.
Because she's not actually alive. At which point he immolates the two. At which point, Lina's actually broken the Pact Stone that's maintaining the Pact of Immortality, so he's aging rapidly. And B, he realizes that he can't actually bring her back actually, and he immolates the two of them in a fireball.
As you do.
At which point the party heads off to Sairaag because Amelia wants to go home for a little while at least. Check in and see what things are up to. They get to Sairaag and they find out that, Sairaag's in mourning because Prince Phil is dead.
Super happy fun times.
Yeah. And we meet Amelia's uncle Christopher and his son, his son's Alfred.
Alfred, yeah.
Yes.
Might have the two of them reversed. But anyways.
It honestly doesn't matter that much.
No. Who are both acting quite broken up about Phil's apparent death. Phil's not actually dead.
No.
We find this out, an episode later.
He has, in fact, faked his death in order to reveal the conspiracy that was trying to assassinate him and make Sairaag evil.
Right. So yeah, basically, Phil basically realized, oh god, someone's trying to kill me. I'm going to lure the people who are trying to kill me away from town so that, a resulting fight won't actually damage Sairaag because Phil's a good guy like that. And big explosion, and he's like, well, it looks like I died. I might as well take advantage of that. So I will totally not dress myself up like Racer X.
There's a little bit of Batman in there too.
Just a little bit.
No small amount of luchador.
Nope, not at all. No luchador in there whatsoever. Phil does not fight like a professional wrestler. Phil fights like a professional wrestler.
Pacifist crush!
Phil is a pacifist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He only punches you in the face out of respect for non-violence.
I don't think we've ever seen him punch a person. The only things we ever see him attack are Mazuku and demons.
I think you may be right.
I've never seen Phil harm a person, a human being. Phil is amazing, by the way. He is one of the funniest side characters in the entirety of Slayers. He is always a joy to see on screen.
Mm.
He is a giant bear of a man, just made of, just general goodwill towards all other humans and bonhomie. He's just great. I love him.
with impressive facial hair.
Oh my god, his mustache is amazing. Phil is great. I love him. He is unquestionably one of. He's always funny. They do, and they do a fantastic job of not overusing him.
Yeah, they use him exactly the right amount.
Yeah. So yeah. So Phil's brother has a pair of sort of mercenary sorcerers that are working for him, who are not at all sketchy.
No, it's fine. They're fine.
Yeah. And while all this is going on, while they're investigating where Phil got blown up, basically our heroes go off to investigate where Phil got killed. This is when we find out Phil's not alive.
Right.
And they're attacked by a Mazuku and some demons, which is when Phil reveals himself, and he and Amelia get to kick butt together, and it's adorable and hilarious.
Something I always find funny is whenever they like have their big reunion hug, and you realize that Amelia is this tiny little slip of a girl, and Phil's this giant, and he just sort of like envelops her,
Yes.
and it's adorable and hilarious.
It really is. The thing is, Amelia is short.
Yes.
She is not tiny.
This is true. Lina is tiny despite being taller than Amelia.
Yes. Lina is she's a little short for she's probably a little short for her age. A little bit.
I think she's actually more than a little short.
Yeah. She's short and petite. Amelia is shorter than Lina is right now. But is
kinda stacked.
Kinda?
Not like to ridiculous amounts, like ridiculous anime amounts, but yeah, she's stacked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Much to Lina's consternation.
Yeah, they do the whole.
Literally, Lina's only bit of crisis of self-confidence ever is about her bust size. That's literally it. And it's not overplayed, thank God. They make jokes about it like maybe once every 4 episodes or so, and it's usually once in that episode. Yeah, and it's usually funny. And it's Lina actually having a crisis of confidence. She doesn't. Yeah. At any rate, it turns out the Mazuku, the sorcerers are actually Mazuku, and we eventually find out they weren't hired by. While they were hired by Christopher, that was at the behest of his son Alfred, or it might be vice versa. It doesn't matter. Right. But the son, they're working for the son, who is really wants
wants to put his dad on the throne, so he'll be next. So he can A, manipulate his dad, and B,
be next in line.
Next in line.
He gets very annoyed when it's found out that basically his uncle once it finds that there's actually a plot to kill Christopher, kill Phil, his uncle basically abdicates his claim to the throne. He's like his dad.
Yeah, his uncle goes, "Oh shit, I have the perfect motivation, and which means even if I'm innocent, which I am, I can't rule with any kind of confidence. Well, I guess the only thing to do is to abdicate." God damn it, Dad!
Yeah. So the Mazuku the Mazuku invite Lina to tea, because of course they do, and make a pitch to basically recruit her to their side. Lina says, "Fuck no, I'm not evil." And eventually they actually get into a fight in the temple in town, and they trap one of the two Mazuku, but she actually manages to get out by using more of her power, and seals away Lina's ability to use sorcery. So Lina's out her magic for like 4 episodes. Might be 3. Which leads Lina off onto a side quest to find somebody who can actually fix it. Which is a little sort of traveling buddy road comedy with her, Zelos, and Martina.
Martina sort of invites herself along as she is wont to do.
Well, she has fallen for Zelos, Because Martina is a romantic and falls in love at the drop of a hat with anyone she thinks is attractive.
Yeah.
And is not the best judge of character.
She doesn't do badly on her first pick. It's just that he's dumb.
Yeah.
Also, there's no way he'd actually abandon Lina for her. Like,
Yeah.
Just no. Yeah, she falls for Gowry first until she realizes that Gowry is, well, dumb.
Dumb as a stump, yeah. He doesn't have knightly intellect to match her royal aspirations.
Yeah, she's smarter than Gowry, but then again, so's a rock for the most part.
Yeah.
Gowry's got more common sense than she does, though. Again, so does a rock.
Prove to go that in the Slayers universe, rocks are not the lowest form of life.
No.
No.
Martina has fallen badly for Zelos, which Zelos thinks is abjectly hilarious. And is entirely willing to mess with her because of it. Because
Zelos messes with everybody.
Yes. And he thinks, because this is funny, if I'm messing with her is funny. Also, her traveling with me and Lina to basically, I've agreed to go with Lina to this thing, because, I feel like it. Martina coming along will be hilarious. And he's right. They get attacked by a Mazugu sent by the two major not Mazugu that are out over in Seirun. Lina can't fight back, so Zelos actually has to step in. He's like, oh fuck, Lina can't actually fight. I can't have her die right now. God damn it. Fine, I'll go confront the Mazugu directly. Goes up.
What are you doing here? I'm doing things. What are you doing here?
It's a secret.
Leaving?
Oh no, he doesn't leave. He gets blown the fuck up by Zelos.
Well, yeah. It's very much, what are you doing here? Well, what are you doing here? Leaving, apparently. No, my friend, you are dying.
Yeah. See, what are you doing here? It's a secret. God damn it.
Yeah, you get a lot. You start to get a lot of these moments where the really powerful monsters are like they spot Zelos at the back. Like, wait, why are you here?
It's a secret.
Yeah.
And there are several who look at it and they basically like, if I had pants to shit, they'd be brown now.
Oh look, it's Zelos. I guess it's time for me to be elsewhere.
Yeah. So, Zelos obliterates the poor Mazuku, who really, really had no hope. To be fair, that if Lina actually had her sorcery at that point, that monster would not have had a shot.
Still wouldn't have had any hope. Yeah.
You must be at least X powerful as a Mazugu to have a shot against Lina. Due to the fact that Lina knows the Dragon Slave. And a lot of other magic.
I'm gonna say it's not just that. I mean, the Dragon Slave tends to be the killing blow, but honestly, that's one of the more disappointing things for me with some of the battles in this show. It's the I win button. Like, it shows a lot of times where Lina outsmarts, outthinks, and generally just beats the monster down. But it's like, oh, but he's not quite dead yet. Okay, fine, Dragon Slave, boom.
Well, yeah, it's Blazing Sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. It's just like it's like you spend so long in a fight showing how intelligent and how clever and and creative that she can be, and it's like, well, that's all well and good, but you've got a nuke in your pocket. Use it.
Well, the problem
until it doesn't work.
It doesn't always work. B, 9 times out of 10, Lina can't use it for a lot of different reasons.
2 words spring to mind: collateral damage.
That's actually no small part of it. There's also the fact that it's one of the spells she can't just cast. She has to do the full incantation for it.
Mm.
So it takes some wind-up time. Now, mind you, on the plus side, it's a massive AoE spell, so, doesn't have... enemies can move around a bit, and she doesn't have to hit them directly. And the Dragon Slave is not her I-win. Ends up not being her major I-win button for most of the show. Largely due to the fact that she's fighting monsters who can't be one shot by who can't be taken out by the Dragon Slave because they are tall enough to resist it. Monsters are generally pretty resistant to magic. Like basic common magic doesn't work on them at all. And the more advanced magic, if they're powerful enough, they can shrug it off. Magic's actually the problem that you have with most Mazuku is honestly if they're tall enough, really the only thing that the party has that can affect them actually, if they're particularly powerful, is Gauri's Sword of Light.
Yeah.
And if they're really powerful, not even that.
Yeah, the sword is legitimately an anti-demon weapon, but consider that. And it wasn't so much a thing last season, but in this season you start to understand that a lot of these abilities, a lot of these spells are named after, if not created by, the very monsters themselves.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you are borrowing the power of the most powerful. It's literally like trying to fight fire with fire, except literally fighting fire with fire. It doesn't work. There's a reason that fire brigades use water.
So the big thing is that, like, for instance, the reason that the Dragon Slave works on most Mazuku is that it's drawing on the power of Shabernigdo, the biggest, baddest Mazuku out there.
Mm.
This is why it works.
It's just too much power. It just blows over the...
It blows through the resistances. It's like, aha! And the problem that Lina had when she was fighting Shabernigdo is, hey, you, help me kill you. Wait.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious where she ends up throwing a Gaav flare at Gaav, which is hilarious. Gaav flare!
But yeah, that's...
What?
Why would you do that? He literally goes, why would you do that?
But that is the whole point. That was how she beat Shabernigdo. It was like, he says, what the fuck are you doing? Why would I lend you my power to kill me? So she goes to his manager.
Well, she cast a Dragon Slave on him. I don't think she ever cast a Dragon Slave on Shabernigdo.
I don't think she ever cast. I think she goes, Dragon Slave's not going to work on that motherfucker.
It was
I think that's why
the other sorcerer that was palling around with Zelgadas for a while in the first series.
Right. The mummy guy who also had an impressive mustache.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who opened up who basically when Shabernigdo got resurrected, cast Dragon Slave at him, Lena's like, why are you doing that?
And Shabernigdo was like, why would you do that? That's hilarious.
So, like I said, Lina decides to speak to his supervisor instead.
Yes, which is why she cast the Giga Slave in the original series.
Yeah,
which calls the power of the Lord of Nightmares, the overgod of the Mazuku.
The monsters. Yeah.
We find out why the Giga Slave is a terrible idea. We are told in the first series after they meet Sylphiel that the Giga Slave is a terrible idea. We find out why next.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. So, long story short, Lina gets her powers back. They fight the Mazuku. In the process of getting her powers back, she stumbles across a partial copy of the Clare Bible, which includes a variant spell that draws on the power of the Lord of Nightmares. The Ragna Blade.
Which is just cool.
It's a very powerful sword. A spell. It creates a magical giant super blade thing that does incredible amounts of damage.
It's basically a blade of pure chaos energy.
Yep. And it has the bonus side effect of that if you lose control of it, it won't blow up the world.
Hooray!
Yeah. It turns out the Giga Slave has about an 80% chance of going out of control and turning into a universe-destroying black hole.
Yeah. Return everything to chaos. Hooray!
Yeah.
Why would I do... Why? Okay. Yeah, we find that out a bit later.
Lina wasn't aware of that in season 1.
No, she knew that she'd found the spell and used it because she didn't want to use it because she knew she could lose control of it. It would probably be really bad.
Yeah, but that's about as much as she knew. It's like this spell, if performed incorrectly, could have bad side effects.
To be fair, she was in a situation where, okay, I either cast a spell and it ends the world, and I cast a spell and if it goes out of control, it could possibly like destroy the continent, maybe blow up the world. That would be bad. But Shabernegdo there going to destroy the world.
Yeah.
Now we find out that it's not just destroy the world is the problem.
Yeah.
It's unmake everything and return to a state of chaos. Oops.
Yeah. Existence, nah, we've had enough of that.
And again, even then, you could probably convince Lina might cast it if it's literally, the world is going to end.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, if the world's about to end, maybe she'll consider it then. Yeah, so
she offs the two Masaku.
Yep.
Basic. She Dragon Slaves one and has Gauri run interference with a with a fake Sword of Light, so she can shiv the other one and channel a spell into him, which offs him.
No.
She
kills Mazenda with Gauri's Sword of Light. That's correct.
That's right. Yeah.
She basically fakes her death because this is when she's still playing and she hadn't gotten her powers back fully at this point. She wasn't sure if she had them back at that point. She gets knocked off the floating island they're on and is able to cast a fly spell on the way down. And basically use that to come back up and fire a sneak attack at the Dragon Slave at Kanzo, the surviving Masaku, which doesn't kill him because he has dimensional manipulation powers because he's an asshole.
Yeah. I do like the little thing they started pulling with the Dragon Slave in this. It's like, because she's got like a really obvious chant to start, to summon it, and they did it a little bit in the first episode with Martina and her castle, but they pull it here as well. It's like they're all in mourning. They think Lina's been killed, and they're all swearing their vengeance on this monster, even though they're pretty sure at this point they can't do anything against him. But they're gonna go down trying for Lina, and then you just hear the first line of the incantation in the background. And they don't look around. They don't stop and say, "Oh my God, Lina, you're alive!" They go, "Wait, I know that line. Fuck,
run!"
Oh crap! Dragon Slave incoming. Oh yeah, but she finishes the console off with the Ragnablade, the imperfect Ragnablade.
Right.
Yeah, because it turns out that the Ragnablade can say, "Oh, interdimensional magics. Okay, cool. I can slice through dimensions. This is how powerful this spell is."
Yes, it can cut through anything, including dimensional barriers.
Yeah, this isn't even perfected, and it can fuck your shit.
It takes a lot out of her, though.
It literally cuts through reality. That's its bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you say it takes it out of it, like she's coughing up blood at one point.
Yeah. And that's
that's what happens when you were holding a crackling black void in the shape of a blade.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is magic in Slayers is draining. And if you're using powerful enough stuff, it can fuck your shit up.
Mm.
In the first series, when she cast the Giga Slave, it turned her hair white and blinded her for a while. But yeah, although admittedly, she also manages to, on the way back, she convinces Zelos to sell her a bunch of magic amplifying talismans. In a truly hilarious bartering scene.
Yes.
Yeah, so I suppose I could part
basically,
with him for this ridiculous amount of money. Done.
I love that she's haggling with Haggled, and he's like, "No, I wouldn't sell them for less than 5 million gold." Like, listening, completely absurd number. She's like, "Okay, done." And he's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, she's like, "I'll give you 500, like 500 gold for them. 500. These things are worth like these. I wouldn't let these go for less than 5 million." She's like, "Okay." Huh? She's like, no, I was joking. You've got 5 million, yeah? Sell me them. No, I was just an amount off the top of my head. Sell me them. you gave me a price. I can meet it. Sell me them.
Because what she was doing was trying to get Zelos to name a price. She knew she could afford it.
Fine.
This is why she hoards. This is why she hoards money left and right, is specifically to buy powerful artifacts when she absolutely needs them, and so that she can always win a haggling thing. She's just trying to get someone to name a fucking price.
It's the one time that Zealous gets you know. Well, actually, no. There's a couple of points, but this is the first time we've seen Zealous flustered or like caught out, or you know, something's not gone to his plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is caught unawares. It's like, this was not anticipated.
All right. So yeah, she uses she basically starts using the amplification talismans to
he's a man of his word.
Remotely safely cast the Ragna Blade.
She also uses them to cast a souped-up version of the Giga Slave, the
Dragon Slave, yes.
Dragon Slave as well.
To blow up the floating island thing that the Masaku made, so it doesn't crush Seirun.
Yeah.
It only blows up a small chunk. The Dragon Slave blows up a small chunk of the city, very small chunk, which is still better than what would have happened.
Yeah.
So they resume their hunt for the Clare Bible. They do find. Zealous eventually tells them, "Oh, if you don't really care about having a portable book, I do know where you actually can just read the Clare Bible. Sure, it's got some problems though. There's some side adventures in there involving tennis, which was hilarious.
I did like the little side bit where we revealed that Martina's full name is all the middle names aside. Basically, her name is Martina Navratilova.
Oh yeah,
which, if you're not aware, is like she's one of the most famous tennis female tennis players. Like in recent history, at the very least.
No, in history, she is basically I think she is almost unarguably the second greatest of all time.
Yeah,
and that was only until recently. That's only recently that she becomes second. She was number one for a long time.
But they literally waited until a tennis episode to reveal that Martina's surname is Navratilova.
Basically,
yeah. Oh, look, I found Lina's racket. It was here all along. Guess that took it.
Yeah, Zelos
I love Zelos.
Zelos sabotages Lina briefly and admits that he sabotaged her.
Yeah, they're basically playing a magic tennis where you can control the ball with magic to redirect it, and the only way to return it is a racket that's not actually a racket. The strings are formed by magic energy, so it's just a hoop with a hole in it. And Lina goes to take a swing and gets hit straight in the face. She's like, "Wait, this isn't my racket. This is a piece of wood painted like my racket." Zealous up in the crowd. I wonder where her racket could be. Shoves it under his chair.
Oh, look, I found Lina's racket. It was under my chair. I guess I was the one who stole it.
It must have got switched with my racket when we shook hands on the court. But it doesn't look anything like your racket. Look at the time. Zealous will take any opportunity he can to troll the fuck out of someone.
Yes, absolutely.
If he knows, and I mean, the thing you start to notice,
the opportunity to troll someone as long as it doesn't hinder him in the future.
Yes, he doesn't do it maliciously. He's purely having fun with you.
It's a little malicious.
Well, it's a bit malicious.
Not in the long run. Not like life or death sort of thing.
Oh,
right.
Well, yes. He would probably do something that might be life-threatening if it didn't impede something in future for him.
Yeah, exactly. But but I mean, like I say, the whole shtick here for the third episode was apparently there was either a clue to the Clare Bible or an inscription that would have possibly helped Zelgardis inscribed on the trophy. So they wanted to win.
Yes, it was supposed to be something like an inscription of the Clare Bible on it. It was in fact had the name Clare Gable inscribed on it, the creator of the game. It was a typo. It was a typo. I'm sorry, I misread it.
Yeah, that was Zealous as well. It was Zealous that told him that the Clare Bible was inscribed on the trophy, not Clare Gable.
I misread it. I'm sorry.
Fucking bullshit.
There are lots of really funny adventures in the sort of there's basically the show's basically structured serious story, actual story arc, a couple of cool off episodes. Story arc, cool off episodes, story arc.
Yeah.
And the cool off episodes are always hilarious.
Yes.
Now, there's hilarious stuff throughout the whole series because it's a comedy. But, so they eventually get to this particular, big sort of, an actual version they actually do get to a version of the Clare Bible. It's a series of gigantic tablets in a sort of in a cave it's a desert inside. There's dimensional shit going on.
Well, this is the thing. It's like this is basically it's as close as humans have been to the Clare Bible in however long.
Right.
And they realize that the Clare Bible is a font of infinite knowledge. You were expecting an actual book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a series of giant stone tablets in a language they don't know off the top. None of them actually know. So, cue to Lina and Zelgadis basically going into full codebreaker mode trying to decipher it. I love the little scene with the two of them going, okay, that's this letter. No, okay. Lina and Zelgadis, when they're actually working on something intellectual, are awesome together. They're amazing.
Yes.
That doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's great. And they meet Auntie Aqua, who's the guardian of this place.
Yeah, the thing they realize though is that obviously the whole problem they've got is the fact that there are what look like infinite tablets stretching in all directions. They're looking for one specific piece of information. So first off, they don't know the language that these tablets are written in, and even if they did, they don't know if they're deciphering the right tablet.
Oh, we forgot to mention one important point, which is part of the reason things have accelerated. Is they've actually found out, like Lina desperately needs to find the Clare Bible. It's not just Zelgadis that does. Lina needs it because she needs more information to refine the Ragna Blade because they found out the demon dragon lord Gaav is after them. They found that
They keep on fucking up his plans
Kusenda.
by accident.
What?
Because they keep on fucking up his plans by accident.
Yeah. Well,
Most of the
we find out
someone's
there's more to
directing
it
them
than
in
that
way.
There's more to it than that, actually, but...
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, Lina's like, okay, Gaav is literally just a half step down from Sebernigdo. And I can't use the Giga Slave. Oh, fuck. I need to perfect the Ragna Blade. I have no idea how to do that. The Clare Bible is probably my best bet. Also, I want to help Zelgadis, because he's my friend, and I totally get it. So, so they meet the guardian of this place, Auntie Aqua. Who points them in the right direction. And Auntie Aqua is an adorable little tiny woman with white hair and who doesn't look at all like Yoda. No, not at all. Shut up.
She looks like a troll, one of those hair trolls from the 80s.
Cross with Yoda.
A bit.
Yeah.
She definitely has an air of Yoda about her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's not accidental.
Right down
either.
to the grayish green skin color.
Yeah. And also the fact that she has Lina carry her piggyback.
Yeah.
Which Lina doesn't actually mind.
Yeah, she doesn't complain about it at all.
Not even a little bit. Lina takes an almost instant liking to Auntie Aqua. It's actually kind of neat. And really quite adorable. And so it's a long trip to where they're going. Auntie Aqua knows exactly where they need to go, because this is where she's supposed to be. And we got a lot of little cute scenes. There's it's very clear that there's a bit where Auntie Aqua sort of is riding on Lina's back, and she basically says, "So, you and that blonde-haired boy, huh?" And Lina's like, "What? No."
Why would you think this obvious thing that everyone thinks?
By the way, during Amelia starts actively shipping Lina and Corey. It's hilarious. Yeah. It's hilarious. She's like, because they're like two of her best friends, and they clearly like each other.
Yeah.
Neither of them have admitted it yet. But so, Auntie Aqua's like, it's very clear. She's like, yeah, you're bullshitting me. Right? And Lena's like, shut up. And it's very, 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 it's somewhat embarrassed. But there's this wonderful scene where they're camping, and Lina sort of wakes up during the night, sees Gary sort of standing watch. They have this little chat, and it's actually a really sweet little chat.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's like, so Gary, what are you gonna do after we fix this whole Gav thing? I don't know, probably hang out with you some more. Well, how long are you planning to hang out with me? Yeah, forever, I guess.
It's like, aw.
There's a huge it's a conversation on one level, but the undertone of that conversation is just there for all to see.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's really clear that, like, yeah, it's clear that, like...
Except for Gowry, because, he's dumb as a
No,
rock.
I think Gower is fully aware of what he just said and its implications.
And is
Because
entirely comfortable with it.
yeah, he's entirely comfortable with it, and he's fine with waiting for Lina to pull her head out of her ass.
Gowry has... it's very clear Gowry has decided, yeah, this is the woman I want to spend my life with. And, if it's just like this for the rest of my life, I'm okay with that. If that's what she wants, I'm okay with that. She is my best friend. I will spend my life with her. If it's more than that, great. If it's not, fine. It's really fucking awesome, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, Lina's, a little bit younger than Gowry and hasn't really sorted everything out in her head yet.
Also, Lina tends to, for all of Lina's, like, confidence and bluster, she occasionally just overthinks the crap out of things.
Yes, she does. Absolutely.
Plus, I mean, she's an average 17-year-old girl who's also deals with, being able to blow up cities and elder gods chasing her. So
yeah,
she's got a lot on her plate,
Yeah. And again, she hasn't figured everything out yet, and she knows it. So yeah, it's a really neat little scene, honestly, and it's, as I said, it's adorable. Because she thinks Gowry's asleep, and it's like sort of looks like she's gonna try to snuggle up to him and like lean on him for a little bit. When he sort of wakes up, and she's like, "Totally wasn't gonna lean on you. Nope." At any rate, yeah. So they're unfortunately, Gaav actually finds them.
I mean, what was her name? Sorry, the granny, whatever.
Auntie Aqua.
Auntie Aqua, that's it. Auntie Aqua does interrupt this moment when Gowry does eventually fall asleep because he's a fantastic watchman.
Lina's there to take over, so that he can fall asleep now.
But this is where Aqua basically pulls Lina to one side, takes her over a dune into a little oasis, and it's like, by the way, here's the tablet that you need, away from everyone else. And it's at this point where she looks into the tablet and realizes that the Giga Slave is no bueno.
It's not the one she needs. Auntie Aqua was like showing. By the way, just so you're sure, I know that you intellectually know that the Giga Slave's a bad idea. This is what could have happened when you cast it last time.
Yeah.
And Lina's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's basically a warning for looking for more power.
Yeah,
because it's not even a warning for looking for more power. These are the actual consequences of what you did. This is what happened in 99 out of 100 timelines when you cast that spell.
You got lucky. And Lina's like, I know I got lucky. I didn't realize how lucky. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I know I shouldn't cast it. Like, I knew I shouldn't cast the spell. I really know I shouldn't cast that spell. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So yes, at this point is when Gaav shows up. Not long after this. He basically demands that Lina either serve him or die, because if she does it bad, it's clear that he's like, you've been mucking with my plans, I respect your power, but I can't have this anymore. Also, this is when he sees Zelgadis, and he's like, okay, you're traveling with Zelgadis.
Zelos.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Two stupid Z pronunciation names. One spelled with an X, the other was a Z. God damn it. But yeah, this is when we actually find out a larger portion of what Zelos is. Now, Lina had figured parts of it out. She wasn't sure of a lot of it, but this is where we find out Zelos is
Lina had done the math. This just confirms it.
Right.
Is what it is. She had done the math, but she wasn't willing to make the accusation without confirmation, and now she has confirmation.
Right. Yeah, this is where we find out that Zelos is a Mazuku. He's not just some random priest. No. He's actually an elder demon god thing, and one of the most powerful ones.
Yeah,
like Gaav's like, yeah, he's basically Lord Beastmaster's right hand, and I know that Lord Beastmaster has basically sent Zealous off to work for Phibrizo, who is one of my arch enemies.
So what the fuck are you working for Phibrizo for? What's going on?
And Zealous like, nope, not going to tell you. It's a secret. Well, actually, Zealous first says, I actually don't know what Phibrizo's plans are. No clue. Yeah, I love Gaav's play. Yes, but you're not an idiot. You've almost certainly been thinking about it and probably have figured it out. Because I know how you think.
I know you've done the math, Zealous. You're not an idiot. What's going on? It's a secret.
Fine, I'll blow you up too. This is when the party goes into full retreat, get the fuck out of here mode.
Yeah. Oh god, we're facing an elder god. Time to leave.
Yeah.
Even if he is one dressed in a stylish yellow trench coat.
Yeah.
He does have an odd style for a greater demon.
Well, it is somewhat explained, but the coat isn't. But the fact that
the fact that he looks like a person is.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the really powerful Mazugu can disguise themselves as humans. I mean, just look at Zelos.
Mm.
Yeah.
It turns out Gaav is basically stuck in human form.
Yeah.
Well, they actually say he's not actually as strong as he should be, because he's had his monster form and his human form separated, or rather, he's
bound to a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
basically, not. During the last big war between the Mazuku and the dragons, the Water Dragon King basically sacrifices life to split Shabernigger to 7 bits and imprison him, and to bind Gaav's soul to a. No, that's the wrong one. That was a previous war where they split Shabernigger, and the last war, where the Water Dragon King sacrificed himself to stop Shabernigger from being reborn, and to seal and to permanently bind Gaav's soul to a human host.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that basically, when that human host died, Gaav would be reborn to another human host as an effort to basically weaken him.
Essentially similar to Shabernigdo in the previous season with Rezo.
Yeah, except that was just a piece of Shabernigdo, not the entirety of Gaav. Unlike the entirety of Gaav, because Gaav is less powerful than
Shabernigdo.
Gaav
is bound to whatever human he's stuck in this cycle, and quickly takes it over, and makes it 8 feet tall.
Well, that's because it didn't work as well as the previous time. This is where we find out Ani Aqua is basically the last remnants of the Water Dragon King.
Yeah.
It's basically the Water Dragon King's like mental spirit, what's left of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they reveal that's exactly what the Clare Bible is. It's the knowledge and memories of the Water Dragon King.
Yep.
He had the gift of infinite knowledge.
So Ani Aqua basically
is the
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to say Anti-Aqua is basically the manifest personality of all that knowledge and experience.
So yeah, she buys them time to escape. Basically stays behind. It looks like she's been taken out. It turns out she's not been destroyed. It looks like she dies, but and amazingly, it's actually a little moving. Despite we've known her for like an episode or two at most.
Mm.
And I at least actually bought into Lina being distraught about this.
Yeah.
The writing's good.
Lina's clearly upset about it because Lina liked Auntie Aqua.
Yeah, but it was believable that she had found formed a bond with her.
Yeah.
And they did that in a very short amount of time. Very well done. In a very well. It was well done. I was impressed. So yeah, they escape there. They don't have the knowledge they wanted, so they got to come up with another plan. We now have the following scene where they're all a little bit bummed out, but the party reacting to the fact that Zelos is actually a Mazuku is hilarious.
Yes.
Because Lina's like, yeah, I kind of figured it out, but I wasn't sure. Zelgadis is like, fuck, I should have suspected something. Gauri points out that I've known he's a Mazuko the whole time, and everyone's like, wait, what? Well, yeah, it was obvious. I thought you guys knew too.
I thought you guys knew too.
I thought you guys knew
That's why I
too.
didn't say anything. You guys
To be
always forget
fair, Gowry says he admits, he knew he was a Mozoku. He doesn't really get what that means.
Yeah.
No.
He doesn't understand the implications, but he's like, yeah, of course he was a Mozoku. Thought you guys knew too. That's why I didn't say anything.
I thought you guys had a plan or something. I'm an idiot. I don't come up with plans. I hit things. So I didn't hit him because I thought you guys knew and had a plan for what to do about him. God damn it, Gowry.
Damn it, Gowry.
And Amelia does the usual. Wait, you're a monster. You're a monster. You're evil. I'm a warrior of justice. You're evil. What? But we're friends. What?
I love her.
Ow, my head.
I love her final decision, which was all right. Here's what we're gonna do. You're going to spend every day waking up and saying, "I love life. Life is great" in the mornings, as penance for your evil deeds. And Zelos is like, "No."
Why would I do this? Say it! I love life.
It actually causes him pain.
Yes.
And Amelia knows this. Amelia's basically doing this because, okay, he's been helping us. I can't just try to kill him here. I understand that. But he needs to face some form of justice, and maybe this convince him to be a good person, become a human or something. That won't work, but you know. But Zelos actually has a plan. He knows where the actual Clare Bible actually is kept. It's just really fucking hard to get to.
And you need permission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's often this dragon valley, the Valley of the Dragons, basically.
Yes.
So they head there.
Can you guess what lives there?
Dragons.
Really?
Used to be a ton of them. Not so many anymore.
I thought it was badgers.
Yeah. Totally was badgers. You're right, Gav. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
I think even scarier than dragons.
No. Even a honey badger is not scarier than a dragon, Eric, and you know it.
Hippopotami? Hippopotami are terrifying.
Not scarier than dragons.
A hippopotami with
wings.
wings.
It depends on the dragon. You're right. I'd be more terrified of a hippopotamus than, say, Mallory from Duncan and Mallory. Though I am certain Mallory would con me out of all of my money. But yeah. So they head off there. The problem with getting to the valley is there's a forest in between, which is sort of forms a natural labyrinth, which kind of sucks. Fortunately, they find a kid who tries to steal Lina's purse. Who knows how to get out of town.
They do at least, tactically decide, they're not going to fly over because, they're being hunted by Gaav. So probably try and keep a low profile.
Yeah, flying over, like, Gary asked why they were going to fly over, and Lina's like, okay, Gary, if we fly over, Gaav will be much easier for Gaav to see us. And Gary's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, you could even, fireball your way directly through if you really wanted to, but that's also a big flag saying, hi, we're here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you see numerous fireball explosions in the area, that means Lina's there. I mean, that's just... that is saying, hi, Lina Inverse is over here. But yeah, so a child tries to basically runs into Lina, knocks the two of them down, and basically tries to run off their purse, which she has tied on a string around her, because of course Lina does. And much to everybody's surprise, Lina doesn't actually pummel the kid. Again, Lena's not actually evil. It's like, I love it. She basically forces the kid to give her a shoulder massage and tell them how to get through the forest.
Yeah.
And everyone and then proceeds to pay him for it. And everyone, Gary's like, dude, could have been so much worse. And Lena's like, what? He's a kid. I wouldn't blow him up. Because again, Lena's not actually terrible. But yeah, so they get to the forest. They get to the Valley of the Dragons. They see a few dragons. Turns out there used to be a lot more there at one point. One of the gold dragons shows up, and basically they talk to him and convince him to show them how to get to the Clare Bible. He agrees because Zelos is there, and he's abjectly terrified of him. Like, oh god, I crap my pants. Terrified.
Sorry, Discord just went completely mad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're both back now.
Okay. So yeah, when they meet the gold dragon, I forget the guy's name, but and he agrees to take them across the valley because Zelos is there.
Yeah. It's like, so why are you hanging out with Zealous? It's a secret. You're going to show us the Clear Bible. Well, I don't really have a way to stop you, so I guess I'll show you.
There's basically, so they get to the place the Clear Bible is. It's in a dimensional pocket, and the dragon's like, I can take one of you in. I can lead more of you could come into the portal, but I can only safely guide one of you. And everyone agrees to send Lina in. It's a little out of character for Zelgadis, but
that was my one bug with it. Like Zelgadis, a good point. Like basically after the whole tennis thing, he kind of gives up on the whole find the Bible for himself. Now, admittedly, scales have escalated since then.
They have, yes.
Yeah,
they're being hunted by Gaav.
But you'd think he'd have at least taken the opportunity to at least try.
Yeah,
well, he also trusts Lina, so he's like, yeah, you're actively better at this kind of shit, so just make sure you ask the right questions.
She totally doesn't.
She would. I'm convinced she would have.
No, she does get interrupted.
She does. So, but Martina dives in the portal after him because Martina convinces the kid to take her to where the place is.
Because, of course, we can't take Zelgadis because we can only safely guide one. Oh, Martina, sure, you can come.
Well, it wasn't sure you can come.
I know they don't let her, but, they get out.
Yeah, she dives through the portal.
She grabs hold of Lina's ankle and gets dragged through, basically.
Much to the dragon's... it's Malesia, I think, is his name. Now I'm thinking about it.
Mm.
He's like, what the... for crying out loud, you stupid humans. And Lina's like, what the fuck, Martina?
Okay, seriously. No one wander off... Oh, you're wandering off the path.
Well, they start
fighting.
Well,
that's it. He literally, they're fighting. He says, well, that's it. We're officially lost. Wait, what? Already? Yeah, well, you started fucking around and you wandered off the path. Wait, so we're stuck here forever? No, not really, but that's how easy it could be.
Yep. So, yeah, they basically, Malesia leads them through and eventually links up with Antiaqua. And Lina gets to commune with the Clear Bible. Outside, the Mazgu has been helping out one of the Mazgu has been recurring through all of this.
Sairaag.
He was the Mazgu with the Atlas City former Mage Guild leader.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy that tried to do a deal with
yeah, the one he formed the Immortality Pact with. And tried to recruit the first one tried to recruit Lina. He shows up and with another Mazgu, which is these two little orbs, one gray, one red. The gray one's invulnerable, the red one attacks. Sairaag and Zelos go off on a dimensional tag team fight. Dimensional game of tag. Where by tag we mean I'm gonna try to murder you.
Yeah.
Chase each other through dimensions. Whilst the party fights the orbs.
Yeah, where like Peter's already said, there's one grey, one red, and whichever one they attack turns grey, so it's invulnerable. Flipping the other one red, so it can attack.
Yep.
Basically, they constantly swap places and block each other. It's really annoying. They're like, fire rubber! So, yeah, Lina basically converses with the Clear Bible while this is going on. She basically asks, about, okay, what is the Lord of Nightmares?
Well, first she goes, okay, so how do I beat Gaav?
Oh, that's right. How do I beat a powerful Mazgu? Call upon the power of a more powerful Mazgu. Right, stupid question. I knew that answer. Okay. Better question. What is the Lord of Nightmares exactly? And it proceeds to explain. And Lina goes, oh.
Oh, that's why I shouldn't use the Giga Slave.
Oh.
That's okay then.
But
Okay.
also, I now know how to refine the Ragnarblade. Now that I've got a full understanding of the Lord of Nightmares, I know how to make the Ragnarblade work properly. Awesome. Right. I should probably ask about Zelgadis. Oh, fuck, Gaav's here.
Yeah. Okay, now... okay, now I got an understanding how to fix the Ragnarblade. Next question. Oh, hi, Mr. Yellow Trenchcoat. This is... You're kind of interrupting something here.
So, yeah, Gaav shows up to blow Lina up again. Trying again. Melissa and basically... Auntie Alco basically, okay, Melissa, take Lina and this idiot out. Referring to Martina. I'll slow Gaav up again.
Yeah, a number of times Martina tries to go for the Bible herself to learn how to rebuild her kingdom. And
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, you hire an architect and a stonesmith. That's
She
trying to
has
build
no
it.
money.
You're trying to use you're trying to use the font of infinite knowledge to figure out how to build a kingdom.
You're trying to use the font of infinite knowledge to figure out how to finance your real estate project.
Yeah.
Well, Lina wants it, therefore she's got to have it instead.
To the point where even the dragons are like, Lina, just do your thing. I'll keep her from interfering. You know, the golden dragon that's helping them out.
And Melissa's like, I'll keep her busy. Don't
I'll
worry.
babysit her. Yeah.
So, yeah. Lina goes back outside. The orbs are there. Gaav is stuck inside. And she's like, what are you guys... So they're like, get down, there's a Mazuku thing. She's like, those are Mazuku? Yeah, and they explain the things. She's like, it's like, why don't you just hit them both at the same time? So I was like, it's not that easy to... Actually, it is that easy. God damn it. God damn it. I should have thought of that. Though there's a beautiful moment where Amelia decides to channel all her channel magical energy into a fist so she can punch the thing.
So she can punch it.
And it's
And it works.
It works fairly well. It doesn't take it out, but she actually injures it. It's great. I love Amelia so much. So, yeah, this is when Gaav shows up again. Although, admittedly, I believe this is also when Zelos actually shows up, and... No, it's not when Gaav shows up. Zelos actually managed to bushwhack Sairaag.
Yeah,
shows up saying, aha, I've ditched Zelos in the astral plane. He won't be along for a while now. Bwaha, bwaha, bwaha. Oh god, I'm dead.
Yeah. He comes back saying he's trapped him in another dimension, blah blah blah. Now he's got time to take out the gang, and Lina starts channeling the Ragnarblade.
Yep.
She's well, now I can do this shit. But it's too slow. You'll never hit me. Wait, why can't I move? The fuck? What's going on? And Zelos is like, surprise, bitch! You think you're really gonna lose me? And holds me in place so that
Lina can hit him with the Ragnarblade.
Lina can hit him, yeah.
Yep.
Thus killing him. That's right. Which one Lina's like, oh god, that took a lot out of me. Oh, that's right. When Sairaag shows up, he nukes Amelia.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Amelia gets
like,
launched into a wall and bleeding heavily.
Yeah. And they're like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. None of us are white mages. Zelgadis and I, like both Zelgadis and Lina know basic healing magic, but this is beyond what we can do.
Yeah, there's a lot of ruptured organs in here.
Lina does like go once she's killed Sairaag, she does go back and start with the healing magic, but she's nowhere near a level of a white mage.
But Melissa shows up and is like, okay, yeah, I can handle this. I actually do know white magic.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's actually before she fights Sairaag.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. So she starts healing him. Sairaag shows up, and the dragon takes over so she can go fight. Yeah, yep. I get it, yeah.
This is when, after, Zelos has his little, haha, I'm all... Yeah, I didn't mean to, interfere there, but, it worked out in the end. At which point Gaav telefrags him.
Yeah.
It basically blows off like a third of Zealous' torso.
Yeah, he's like, I was in the astral plane. I can still hit the physical plane while I'm there. Oh.
I use one of Zealous' favorite tricks against him. That's hilarious. Ow. Right, well, I'm not going to tell you what Phibrizo's plans are. Well, I'll kill you then. Yep, I'm leaving by poof. Well, that's what monsters are like. So, at which point, Zelgadis and Gowry basically, okay, Lina, you need to recuperate so you can actually fire off the Ragnar Blade again. We'll buy you time. And they give Gaav a little trouble.
Kinda, he's definitely toying with them. Like, they try a few
Yeah.
basic level attacks, and he just literally doesn't even block them. He just stands there and they bounce off. They're like, he's like, that's adorable.
Oh yes, the raw tilt. That's I love. It's like, yeah, if I was about if I was a tier or two lower level of Mazuka, that might have actually hurt a little bit. Oh, the sword of light that actually tickles.
Yeah, no, he does say at some point, he says, well, that actually, it does cause me pain, but not that much.
Yeah. That was the raw tilt. He's like, ooh, I felt that.
I felt that. Nicely done. Not many people can pull that off.
You're actually good at this. For a human. he's like, oh, ho, ho, the sword of light. No. I'm not going to take that full on.
Yeah, that would be interesting too if you weren't just a human.
If you actually knew how to use that thing properly, I'd actually be worried.
Luckily, you don't. So,
and basically, he's got the two of them sort of knocked down when Amelia has finally finished being healed, and so she comes out to challenge to fight him in the name of justice and all that stuff. While Megacia goes to heal Lina.
Yeah, he's the Gaav's literally about to hit the his sword in the air, about to come down with the finishing stroke. And all of a sudden, he's getting one of Amelia's declarations of justice and starts monologuing, and she's ridiculous.
She's great though.
From the point of death, she's up on a fucking cliff top.
yes.
At which point, Gaav turns and says, "Okay, look, you and your friends have been knowingly working with Zelos, who is not only a Mazuku, is working for Phibrizo, who is trying to destroy the world. Therefore, you're helping Phibrizo. Therefore, not only is Zelos a villain, your friends are villains, and so are you."
But what? But what?
Yeah, he basically causes Amelia a blue screen.
Yeah. This is the thing that they say. I mean, this is the weird thing about it as well, is that Gaav, he's going about it in a very monsterly kind of way, like fuck humans. But his whole shtick is he is turning traitor on monsters.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is actually working against the Mazuku
because he wants to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's trapped in a human body, so he's not full monster anymore.
Yep.
So he's actually actively working against it. The only thing that's put Lina and the gang against him is his methods.
Well, also that he
Yeah.
So here's the thing: we find out the reason that he's actually targeting Lina specifically, and he is because Phibrizo has assigned Zelos to keep an eye on her, which means Phibrizo has plans for Lina, and that can't be good. That can't be good for Gaav. So he has to do something about Lina, which is why he tried to recruit her initially. And then he's like, okay, fine, she doesn't want to work with me. I get that. I have to kill her. And all of this is Lina going, yeah, I don't want to die. So yeah, I'm gonna do what I can, do whatever it takes to survive.
Yeah, basically, Gaav's like, you know what's awesome, guys? Food. Have you tried food? No, we're going to make reality. but there's no food in the void.
He has tasted the pancakes. He is lost to us forever. Kinda.
It's very much that old Hellboy comic.
It's not quite that. I mean, Gaav is still very much evil.
Yeah.
No, he's not only while he's rebelling against the Mazuko, he is also trying to take over the world. He just doesn't want to blow it up.
Yeah.
At the moment. But yeah, so all of this has gone on long enough that Milgesi has actually managed to get Lina back up into fighting condition. So Lina challenges Gaav and does pretty well against him and nails him with the Ragna Blade.
Like, literally carves through his sword. It comes with a big overhand sweep. He blocks it with his sword, but her blade cuts straight through the sword and his shoulder and torso and out the other side. And eventually bisects him.
It takes her effort to do that because basically it gets stuck about halfway in, and then he starts strangling her.
Yeah.
She manages to force it through. Before that, basically, like, Gaav goes to basically take out Amelia, and Zelgadis takes the hit for her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which leads to Zelgadis bleeding profusely, which is a sight you almost never see.
Yeah, because he's made of rock.
Yeah. It's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Zelgadis, like, Amelia just breaks at that point. It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Gaav literally gets blood from a stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. And so, you know, they're all starting to figure, like, you know, basically they're all brought back up. I mean, like, you know, like Lina carves through him and, like, he explodes. It's like, yay, we've won. And so, like, you see Gowry and Zelgadis, like, staggering along. Lina can't stand. She's, like, leaning up against a rock wall going, oh god, why? And they're all happy, and, like, they slumped, Gowry sort of slumps down sitting next to her against the rock wall, and Zelgadis and Amelia are sort of standing there talking. Amelia basically runs up and gives Lina a gigantic hug, which is adorable as all hell. Because those two are adorable together when they're getting along. It's amazing. There's really sort of an element of sort of like, sister, sort of big sister, little sister between the two of them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
But then Gaav comes back because,
Yeah, and then you hear Kefka laughing in the distance.
You kinda...
Blah, 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 this isn't even my final form, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the things that's been going on during all of this is during the fight, every now and then, like, you see Gaav or Zelos or Sagram glancing over at the party and focusing on the little kid who brought Martina along, the guide. And usually with the kid having sort of a bit of a scowly look on his face.
Well, Zelos does. The other two don't, and they mention why.
Yeah, no, Zelos does. You're right. It's Zelos whenever he looks over. You are correct.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Sagram might. Gaav doesn't. You're right. It's not Gaav. I think Sagram does. Like, right before Zelos and Lina kill him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah, there's a... Oh, and then exploded.
Yeah, the kid pops up behind Gaav, and... Well, actually, the thing you see is Gaav is monologuing about to kill them. A small fist punches through his torso. And it's the kid, who it turns out is Hellmaster Phibrizo.
Yep, he's one of the greater demons, and just likes to show up as a kid to fuck with people.
Yeah, well, it means people. Nobody ever suspects him this way.
Yeah. So he gloats a bit, kills Gaav permanently.
He does point out that one of his plans was trying to actually bring Gaav back to being a full monster, trying to get him back to being full Mazuko again. And apparently that's not possible, so I guess it has to destroy you permanently. Sorry. Like, part of his plan for all this was actually to resurrect Gaav as a full monster. Which Gaav didn't really seem to be that interested in.
Seriously, have you guys tried, like, pizza?
So, yeah.
So they're all like, holy shit, what the fuck's that? Oh, yeah, I'm Hellmaster Phibrizo. So Lina, here's the thing. you're gonna cast the Giga Slave. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are, because I'm taking your boyfriend. Come meet me at Sagram. Not Sagram. I can't remember the name of the city. Begins with an S.
Fuck. I was forgetting the name of it too.
It's the
No,
city.
it's not Sagram. It's crap. Hang on, I can find it.
It's the city from that got mostly nuked at the end of the first season.
Yeah.
It's got the big tree.
It's one where Sylvie's from.
Yeah, it's where Sylvie's from. I can't remember her name. The name of the town.
It's not important. The actual name of the town isn't important.
Sairaag.
Sairaag, that's it. Yes.
Sairaag, because it reminds me of curry. It definitely sounds like it needs to be a type of Indian food.
So he fucks off with Gowry.
I will say I want to point out that he basically points out that Lina's basically figured out that he's been trying his whole plan is dealing with Gaav basically. Either to have him killed off or to bring him back to a monster. And he's like, yeah, that's part of it. Other part was that's the reason I was pointing you at him is trying to maneuver that to happen. And I was also kind of hoping that you'd be forced to corner and cast a Giga Slave to try to take him out because you wouldn't be able to handle him otherwise. But you found the rag, the blade. God damn it.
That's just annoying.
So, yeah, and I know you're not in condition to cast the Giga Slave now, and you won't, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to leave you for now. You'll eventually cast for me. Oh, I know. I'll think of a way to get you motivation. I'm going to take Gowry. Bye!
Whenever you're ready, I'll be in Sairaag. It'll be fun.
So, yeah, he kidnaps Gowry. Poof, gone.
This also speaks to his power, because kidnapping Gowry is no mean feat.
No.
And he does it
effortlessly.
He does it effortlessly.
Oh.
Yeah, Well, once again, he's on a level. He's a level above Gaav.
Yeah. He's
not limited.
He's between Gaav and Shepherd, though. He's like. Yeah.
Before Gav was bound to human form, they were equals.
Mm-hmm.
But being stuck in a big pile of meat kind of limits your options. So.
As we find out later.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we now deal with the fallout of Gowry having been kidnapped. Lina has, Lina's actually wrecked by this. Like,
yeah,
she puts on an incredible brave face about it.
But
amongst other people, but she's like, she's having bad dreams about it.
She's on the verge of a breakdown.
Yeah. She comes down to breakfast, is putting on her usual happy-go-lucky, Lina face, while everyone else is like, Amelia's like, just has a look of, oh my god, are you okay, sis? Wow.
It's just this look of like utter concern. It's like, you are clearly not okay.
Yeah, like Amelia knows. It's very clear Amelia knows Lina's not okay, and I think Lina knows Amelia knows. Like, and knows. And Lina's very clear knows she's not okay.
Yeah.
And like like she orders breakfast, and like she turns to tell her, "You can't have any of that." Oh, right? Yeah. And the scene after this, where like Amelia, like Zelgadis asks her, like, "What are we gonna do?" And she's like, "Well, the smart thing to do would be to go nowhere the fuck near Sairaag. Just go away." Gowry's
she wants the logic of it, like, yeah.
Gary's best chance to survive is for us to go nowhere near there, because there's no way in hell Phibrizo is going to keep him alive if I agree to do what he wants. I know he's not. I know he's going to kill Gary off even if I do what he wants. He won't kill him until I go anywhere near there. So Gary's best chance is if I just stay away. That's the logical, intelligent, smart, best thing to do. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I know that's the smart thing to do. But I can't leave Gowry alone. I have to go to Sairaag.
Yeah, the only thing keeping Gowry alive right now is his value as a hostage. So, yeah. But we can't do what would keep him alive, so we're going to Sairaag. Well, I am. You can.
Yeah. She actually says, "I'm going to Sairaag. You guys aren't."
Yeah.
You guys, I can't put you guys at risk too. And Amelia and Zelgados are like, yeah, fuck that, we're going. Gowry's our friend too.
Try to stop us.
I love the fact that Amelia's like, okay, yep. And by the way, Lina, don't tell me what I know you figured out what Phibrizo wants you to do. Don't tell me. If I know, I might have to stop you.
Yeah. Even Zelgados is like the same. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I don't want to know either.
Because Zelgados is the one who asks her. Lina's about to answer when Amelia tells her to stop.
No, I can't know, because if I know, then I'll have to stop you. But if I don't know, then I don't have to stop you, and we can try to save Gowry. So don't tell me.
And Zelgados like, that's actually probably for the best.
That's a good plan.
So they set off with Martina in tow, because Martina...
Well, here's the thing. Martina's sort of like jumped... Well, she was never on a side before.
Yeah.
But she's on board with this.
Yes.
Because...
Well, like, world-ending shit, like, fuck this noise.
She's seen the stakes, and however contentious her relationship with the others might be, like, Gowry has never been anything but nice to her.
Yep.
And... Yeah, and at this point, she's sort of developed this weird sort of affection for the team.
Yep.
So yeah, she's on board to help out in every way she can.
Not very much. So as they go along, as they start heading there, Phibrizo shows up. It says, well, I decided to prepare a little sort of fun for you guys. I've got this master swordsman who I've given Gary's Sword of Light to. Have fun! He's going to try to kill you.
Oh, hang on. There's one part that I want to mention, but I forgot when we passed it. It's just reminded me there, talking about Martina.
Yep.
There is one bit that actually made me crack. It's just as Phibrizo like kidnaps Gowry, everyone else is half dead, can't do anything. So fucking Martina walks up, all cocksure and brave and all the rest of it, walks right up to his face and declares, in the name of Zamalgusta, so she's going to vanquish him. And Phibrizo, without losing a fucking step, says, okay, well, I'll tell you what, in respect for the great Lord Zamalgusta, I'll leave this battle now, and we'll deal with it later.
He says it in such a mocking tone.
Yes,
so good. Oh God, he's such a wonderful dick.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a lot of the demons when they're in human form are such utter fucking trolls.
Yeah,
and assholes. It's beautiful. I love it when they give them that nuance. It's like, yeah, fine, you can be a big scary monster dude, but being an asshole is so much more fun.
So yeah, so they get to fight this mysterious swordsman in armor, who looks like he might have a little bit of blonde hair in there. He's clearly tall and broadly shouldered and doesn't at all look like Gowry. No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
It's the helmet.
They totally broke up his silhouette with even bigger shoulder pads.
Yep.
Yeah, and Gowry just doesn't wear a helmet. This guy's wearing a helmet. Gowry doesn't wear a helmet. There you go.
Yeah. How could you make that? How could you draw that conclusion? That's ridiculous.
It's Gowry. It's mind-controlled Gowry.
Using the Sword of Light, and by that I mean using the Sword of Light.
Yeah, so we actually get to see Gowry fight with full knowledge of how the Sword of Light works, and without any of his holding, none of the weight, and without him holding back in any way, shape, or form. All of the good niceness that Gowry, all the good and moral parts of Gowry stripped out, all his ability, all his desire to hold back and not just murder everybody. Yeah. It's kind of horrifying.
Gowry just fucking beasts the entire party.
Yeah. They can't handle him. None of them are good. Like, the problem is that if the Sword of Light's being used properly, it's almost impossible to use magic on someone using it. Because it can just absorb and redirect spells.
See, this is the thing. For the longest time, Gowry has just been using it as a sword.
Like
It's
they occasionally channel spells through it intentionally.
But
Like,
typically,
that's how they beat Copy Rezo.
Yeah, but typically it's just a sword.
Yep.
You know, Gowry is not a magic user himself, so he doesn't channel anything or on his own. It's just a really handy, powerful sword.
And almost nobody casts spells at Gowry, so we never see him. He never actually has a chance to do that.
Like, you get a couple of swords that have abilities in and of themselves.
Yep.
With special abilities and powers, and they do say that the Sword of Light is like one of the most powerful swords in the world.
Yeah.
But like I said, for the most part, Gowry just uses it like you would any other blade.
Yep.
More importantly, Gowry's doesn't want to actually hurt people.
Yeah.
And so this limits his tactical options and how effective he can be, which is still monstrously effective. Take that limiter off. You remove that psychological block, and he's terrifying.
So the problem is they can't use the spell. Most magic doesn't work on him, and none of them are anywhere near good enough in melee combat to handle him.
Yeah.
Like Zelgadis is good. He's not that good. It's like, aha, I'm a really good swordsman, but I'm not anywhere near as good as Gowry, and my main defensive trick is most normal swords go plink off me. The Sword of Light certainly doesn't go plink off me. Okay. This is bad. At which point, Zangulas shows up again from season 1. Shows up again.
Yes.
The bounty hunter, who's Gowry's rival swordsman, shows up and is like, "All right, I finally tracked you down, Lina Inverse. Where the hell's Gowry? I want to have another duel with him. We have no. Well, Gowry's been kidnapped by an evil monster, but there's an evil swordsman over there that who's really good. You could totally fight." He's like, "Sweet."
All right, I'm gonna
and
fight
he has
this
Gowry's
dude
Sword
then.
of Light. Even better.
Like, wait, have you been following Gowry?
Shut up.
No.
So he goes to the fight, and he's like, "Okay, these sword techniques, I recognize it. This is a lot like fighting Gowry. What the hell?"
Well, yeah, they do that whole thing where a swordsman knows another swordsman without even knowing, seeing his face.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
he figures it out real quick.
Because of Gowry being sort of tied up by Zangulas, Lina's able to actually because Lina's like, the one thing I know I could probably affect him through the Sword of Light is with the Ragna Blade, but there is no chance I can hit him with it. Gowry's just this swordsman's just too fast. They don't know it's Gowry yet. So, okay, Zangulas has got him pinned down. All right, summon the Ragna Blade. All right, leap in. Zangulas, get out of the way. So, the Ragna Blade hits the Sword of Light. Explosion-y things happen. The swordsman gets flung back into a rock, is badly stunned, and the helmet cracks and reveals it's Gowry. Everyone's, oh my god, it's Gowry.
What a twist.
And they're like, oh, fuck. And Phibrizo goes, yep, okay, well, this is going to be no fun.
Yeah, Phibrizo's like, oh, well, you're not going to cast the Giga Slave
no
now.
fun. I wanted you to kill him accidentally and find out afterwards and be all heartbroken and, oh, fuck. Oh, well, I'll take him back to Sairaag. Bye!
Because Phibrizo's an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, before that, as they're traveling to this, they actually stumble across a bandit. Lina goes off and blows up a bandit camp, because of course she does. This is how Lina works off steam.
Yeah.
And as they're walking along, Lina hears a rustle in the bushes behind them, and is like, "Oh, I think some stragglers left over from the bandit camp," and flings a attack spell off after it explodes. You see a little white flag come out, and she's like,
"Nope."
We cut.
Surrender is not an option. Skaboom.
And it turns out it's Silphiel.
I love that bit. Rustling in the bushes, fireball! Boom, white flag. Fireball!
I guess you didn't see the white flag. It was like, didn't see the white flag. Yep. Didn't want to actually pull up Silphiel. I like Silphiel. She's a good person.
Oh dear.
And Silphiel's like, so where's Gowry? You didn't sell him into slavery, did you? No!
What? No.
And Silphiel just goes off this chain of horrible things Lina might have done with Gowry. Lina's like, No! I would never do that! Continue the chain of even her friends think she's a monster sometimes. So they explain to Sylvia what happened. She's like, oh, well, I was actually heading to Sairaag too because I've been hearing weird rumors about it. So, mind if I tag along? And Lina's like, yes, please. More white mage is good. And I know how good a white magic you are. Like, Amelia's real good. You're light years better.
Mm.
You are literally the best white mage I know. You just, can't fight your way out of a wet paper bag.
Yeah, she actually casts is it a flare arrow?
Yes, but that's...
At Gowry.
It goes
It
plink.
hits him square in the back. And he's like,
It's
the fuck was that?
Parrot.
Yeah, there's mosquitoes on here.
Yeah, she is not good at sorcery. Well, she just never spent time studying it because it doesn't interest her. It's so not her personality.
Yeah, she's no good with the black magic.
I mean, again, there's never been a reason for her to learn black magic. And again, anger and damage and violence and such is not her.
No.
Yeah.
She is she is sweetness and innocence and light. I mean, so they head back to Sairaag because one thing is that Sylvia's heard that Flagoon, the holy tree, is died, and that seems a bit concerning.
So when we last saw Sairaag in season 1, it had basically been glassed by Copyrezo.
Yep.
And nothing but the tree was left.
They were building a new town near it, but they weren't rebuilding on the old site. Yeah, Sairaag's back.
Not rebuilt.
Not rebuilt. Back.
The old town is just back.
Yeah.
Like the tree that Sylvia's dad used to carve notches into measure her growth as she was getting older as a kid is back. It was blown up.
That shopkeep, who I know is dead, is back.
Also, Sylphia. Hi, Sylphia. Hi, sweetie. Dad? But you were blown up. Yeah, about that.
Yeah. So you know why they call Phibrizo Hellmaster?
Yeah.
He's basically Hades.
Yep, pretty much. He's got powers over life and death. And so he's created a ghost town. And made copies of the residents of Sairaag by capturing their spirits and putting them in a giant magic crystal thing.
Yeah.
And so all the copy townsfolk are basically have to do what he says, but they all have their actual memories.
Yeah, these aren't copies of such. They are. I believe Hellmaster refers to them as shadows.
Mm-hmm.
But he has the actual souls. These are the actual people, the residents of the.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, and he's in this sort of temple thing in the middle of town that it's almost impossible to get it. There's no way into it as near as they can tell. Like they manage to blow a hole in the wall with a powerful spell, and Lina goes through the hole and comes back out the same side. Which leads some really good comic gags. Some really good physical comedy.
Yeah.
So they decide to go back at night when no one will be looking for them. Basically, they're looking around and the villagers show up and they start looking at them angry. They're like, "Yeah, we'll just leave now." Right, we'll go in at night and oh god. Okay, so basically, Lina basically arranged for everybody to split up and go different ways. Sylphia is the one who figures out, Lina, you're going off on your own, aren't you? Lina's like, yep. I don't want to get the rest of them in trouble fighting for Phibrizo. It's got to be it really should just be me. And Sylphia's like, look, I know what you're doing. I'm coming along. Gowry, I care about Gowry too. And Lina's like, I can't say, I know you. I'd have to like do something to stop you from coming. And again, you're the best white mage I know. Yeah, come along. I couldn't stop you if I wanted to, and yeah. And thank you. So yeah, so the shadow villagers attack and such, and everyone's trying to get through them without actually blowing them up, because they're not sure because at this point they don't know that they're just shadows. They don't know what the deal is.
Well, they have had the chat with Sylphiel's dad, who's basically explained that they have been resurrected by Hellmaster. They're under his sway, so they've still got free will in that they can tell them whatever what they want, but they only know what he's allowed them to know.
Right.
And he can take over control whenever he wants.
Yeah. But yeah, they don't know. They're not sure if they're actually human or what. They don't know what the deal is.
Yeah. But they're pretty sure they're still dead, because her dad takes her hand,
his heart's not beating,
and checks. There's no pulse, there's no heartbeat. They're not undead. They are dead.
Yeah. So Sylphiel basically, Lina gets attacked from the side and basically instinctively lashes out with her dagger and cuts the throat of what looks like a small kid, and starts freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because she's like harming a child is something Lina would never, ever, ever consider doing.
Much less killing one.
Yeah. And she starts really panicking, and God bless Sylphiel.
Yeah.
Because she talks Lina down in just the most. It's a really well done scene, honestly.
Yeah. You didn't do anything wrong. She was trying to kill you. Also, she's already dead. You couldn't have done anything worse to her than what Phibrizo's already done. What you did was a mercy. Let's go.
But much more. It was
much better than I could do. Yes.
Yeah, it was very it was Sylphiel. So it's full of care and sympathy and empathy and love. It's just like, oh my God, you are such a sweetheart, Jesus Christ. So they get to the wall, and Sylphiel's like, okay, how the hell do we get it? Leah's like, okay, Ragnarblade time.
I'm gonna cut through reality. Screw you.
Screw you, Phibrizo. So they eventually,
Superboy.
Yeah, they meet up with Phibrizo. Phibrizo basically, shows they're like, what the fuck's going on? Phibrizo's like, okay, well, I'll explain all this stuff.
I'll gloat, as I am wont to do, being a supervillain.
Yep. And here's Gary's soul. Here's Gary. He's perfectly not dead right now. The crystal is draining his life force slowly. So I promise you, if you can take me out, the spell will go away, and Gary will be freed, and all the people's souls in the crystal here will be freed, and it'll all be fine. But the only way you can really kill me is with the Giga Slave. And Lena's like, fuck. But Sylvia's like, Lina, I've got a plan. Try the Dragon Slave. Lina's like, that's not gonna work. Just try it, please. Just try it before you try the Giga Slave, okay? Trust me, I've got an idea. Okay. Full incantation, cast the Dragon Slave.
I do like this bit where Phibrizo is just sat watching, and he hears the incantation start. He goes, "Oh, cool! Now she's finally actually taking it seriously." And here we go. And he listens a bit more. He goes, "Wait, no, that's not the Giga Slave. That's
Ruby Eye spell.
Ruby Eye spell. That's not gonna work."
And so she casts the Dragon Slave. He's like, see, I told you it. You hear the end of the incantation again. He's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
As Sylphiel finishes casting the Dragon Slave herself. Double kaboom.
Yeah. This is Sylphiel, Ultimate White Mage, can't even cast Flare Arrow, pulls off a Dragon Slave.
Lina is as incredulous as we are.
What?
Turns Sylphiel, it looks like Phibrizo's dead.
When
She's like,
did you learn to do that? Well, I'm gonna hang out with you guys, I figured I'd be able to hang with you guys.
So she has literally been studying the Dragon Slave basically nonstop since they last saw each other, because she'd been planning to join the party like full time. She's like, "Look, Lina, do you mind if I come along with you guys?" And she's like, Lena's like, "Well, like, after this is over, like, become part of the group." And Lena's like, "Well, we're already 5. I think a 6th member is fine, and you're way more useful than Martina will ever hope to be. And I actually do like you." Like, Lina considers Silphiel an actual honest-to-God friend. Like,
Yeah.
Like, she gets along better with Silphiel than basically anybody except Gowry. It's almost like Silphiel's, like, almost unhateable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Phibrizo's like, yeah, that would have worked. That was really fucking close. As he extracts himself from the crystal. Yeah, if you had timed that even a little bit better, I think I would have died. Fortunately, I was able to see what was happening just in the nick of time and basically abandoned my physical body and retreated to the astral plane. Whew, that was close.
Well played.
But now I'm gonna have to be an asshole. So I'm gonna teleport all your friends down here, and pull out their souls in these little crystal things, little spheres things. So yeah, Lina, cast a Giga Slave, or I'm gonna start killing your friends one by one.
I'm not casting the Giga Slave. All right, well, I guess we'll start with
Amelia.
Pop. And holy shit, Amelia! Like, wow, that was
Yeah.
She starts ranting. She goes into another monologue.
She starts going into monologue, and then he pops the little sphere, and she starts screaming and collapses, and calms herself down a bit as Zelgadis is sitting there cradling her. It's like, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'll be just dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, Zelgadis is like, oh, fuck you!
Yeah.
But as soon as he stands up and tries to do anything offensive, pop.
Dead.
Yeah.
He
does this to everyone but Lina.
Yeah, basically, so it's going along, and so Zelgadis goes down. Silphiel goes down.
Next, yeah.
Zangulos walks up and is like, okay, dude, I'm not actually part of the party. I don't really have a beef with you. If I surrender now, do you mind if I just go? You don't have to kill me. And I've gotten close enough, and leap, sword attack, and pop. Damn, I was close. Not.
I do like Zangulos. He's literally got his sword on Phibrizo's shoulder.
Yeah.
He's like, he's made contact. But he's like, almost got you.
And Phibrizo has a look in his eyes of, not really.
No, you didn't.
I mean, it's adorable. Well tried. Like, that was a clever play. You had no chance. At which point, Martina's like, okay, Lina, do the thing. Lina, start fighting. Oh, come on. Oh, God, what does she pick up at that point?
I think it's Zangulos' sword.
Yeah. She starts picking up Zangulos' sword and starts firing off the energy blast Zangulos' sword has at random, trying desperately, like, I'll fight. I'm gonna, like, Lina, do something. I'm not good at this. At which point, Phibrizo's like, okay, I'm just going to put you out of your misery, girl. Snap.
Yeah. I just want to say, like, Amelia lasts the longest out of all of them.
Yep.
Like, she's tough as nails.
It's the other thing I like about it is almost none of them have a dearly, like, a sort of a, parting speech type thing where you get a little bit of comfort. No, they're just dead. They just drop. Literally, it's Amelia and Zangulos who get any words after the thing breaks.
Yeah.
And Amelia, it's a case of it's a false hope spot for Amelia.
Yeah.
And with Zangulos, it's literally we got to show that for reasons we have to show that Zangulos and Martina are actually developing feelings for each other. Also, we're gonna have him be hilarious when he basically he's last long enough to basically tell her to get Lina to look, Martina, you've got to convince Lina to get off her ass and fight. She's not acting like herself.
Yeah.
So you're like, just do it for Lord Zolmoguster. Thud. At which point, so she died. So Amelia. So Martina's thing is cracked, and Lina's just sitting there staring. And Phibrizo's like, okay, for fuck's sake. Okay, look, they're not permanently dead. I've got their souls in the crystals here. I can resurrect. If you kill me, they'll come back to life. It'll be fine. I promise. You're still not going to try to use the Giga Slave. Oh, for crying out loud. All right, fine. If I start breaking Gowry's crystal, are you going to do something? And he starts cracking Gowry's crystal, which will permanently kill Gowry.
Yep.
And Lina's like, all right, that's it. No. I no more. Lina decides if Gowry, I can save the world by not doing this. If let Phibrizo kill them, kill everybody, but not Gowry.
No. She literally says she literally says this is a toss up between me, my friends, and most importantly Gowry versus the fate of the entire world. And right now,
fuck the world.
I pick Gowry.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she starts to cast the Giga Slave.
Yep. And the look of glee on Phibrizo's face is amazing.
Yes. It's like, ha ha! There's centuries, millennia of plotting and planning finally come to fruition. All I need to do is poke her right now.
As she's finishing the spell, I just kill her body. The spell will go out of control. And yes, excellent, perfect, kaboom! And Lina is finishes casting the Giga Slave. The orb of darkness is forming in her hands, and he obliterates her. He
just spirit bombs her. Yeah, he nails it with a it's like a hail of shards that hit her.
Yeah, it's a hail of shards of souls, basically.
So she lowers her. Yeah, it's the souls of the town. So she lowers her arms, and the huge orb of chaos above her head descends onto her
and engulfs her, and it's like yes, I've won.
Everything starts to explode, and the bits that do explode get blown away and then get sucked straight back in because it's a fucking singularity.
Yeah, if you've ever seen Akira, that's instantly what I thought of.
Yeah,
it's clearly an homage
and
to
it is gorgeously animated.
Yeah,
it looks gorgeous for its era. Holy shit! Like these last two episodes are really well done, really well animated.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden you see this glowing golden form standing in the middle of the black orb. And it resolves, and you see Lina standing there, all made of this golden form of Lina standing there. And Phibrizo's like, the fuck?
That's not according to plan. This was unanticipated.
And he starts doing stuff, and all of a sudden, and the golden Lina standing there with this black orb in her hand. That's what the orb is resolved into. And starts battering Phibrizo around just remotely. And Phibrizo's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
She's not even making gestures. She's just knocking him around.
Yeah, and he's basically
saying things like, "You who desire destruction." Thump.
And it's when she points out yeah, it's the Lord of Nightmares. And Phibrizo's like, "Wait, what?"
You who desire destruction. You who arranged to have me summoned here. Thump.
Yeah.
What do you mean arranged to have you? Oh shit!
She starts actually going through the whole monologue of all the various titles.
I'm the one who I'm the one who shines like gold upon a black sea of chaos. It's like
the one that craves mortal form and is like, oh fuck.
And that's where that episode ends. We go to the final episode.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, this is great. This is perfect. Now you can blow up the world and destroy everything. It's great. It's amazing." And she's like, "Yeah, no."
Yeah, it's like I'm the creator god of basically. I represent she doesn't do it in this much, but essentially she's a creator god of chaos, not good, not evil, chaos.
Well, here's the thing: Phibrizo's panicking upon the realization. He just starts screaming.
But yeah, she also points out that the Lord of Nightmares does say she has her greatest desire is to basically regain her true form. And the implication I get from this is Phibrizo completely misunderstands what she means by that.
Yeah.
Because he thinks the Lord of Nightmare's true form is the original sort of sea of chaos that everything sprang from. Which I don't think that's actually the implication that Lord of Nightmares is saying.
Yeah.
No.
She states outright, like, my power is my mind is my power.
Yep. And
which is how she showed up in the first place.
Right. This is when he's trying to figure out how the hell this happened, and this is when she reveals that the Gigaslave, the spell of the Gigaslave, that's her. Casting the spell summons her. The spell itself is her. Is the Lord of Nightmares.
The problem with it is it's because it's so closely like named to the Dragon Slave. Everyone thinks it's just like, oh, she's rather than casting the Dragon Slave and borrowing using Shabranigdo's power, she's using the Lord of Nightmares' power. No. She's summoning the Lord of Nightmares.
Well,
it's
to summon Lord of Nightmares' powers to summon the Lord of Nightmares. She comes right out and says that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in the bit where the thing is like the bit where Lina's getting all the whole sort of text about the Lord of Nightmares from the Clare Bible, that's in there.
Yeah.
Like, and it's the thing you miss really easily if you're not paying it. If you like, I didn't catch it until like the second time I watched the show, and then paid it like, oh wait a minute, oh.
If you're summoning the power of the Lord of Nightmares, you're summoning the Lord of Nightmares.
Yeah. It's really clever writing.
Yeah.
And like, she points out Phibrizo's like, okay, well, yeah, fine. Well, then I'll just have to blow up your body. Oh, clearly I fucked up, so I just have to blow up your body and finish treat your true monstrous form and destroy the world. And she's like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, no, she's literally like,
had food.
Well, no, she's literally like, well, okay, well, if all you really want is destruction, then fine, here you go.
Well, I mean, he's actually says, if this is, if I failed, I'd rather just be destroyed. She's like, I can arrange that.
Yeah.
And oh lordy, does she obliterate him? Because he tries to fight her after this point, and
yeah, no,
yeah, you know how useless we've said like people attacking Phibrizo has been. It's like that, except worse.
Yeah.
It's not even
during the entire fight by the Lord of Nightmares.
No.
Yeah, not a defend. She doesn't defend. She doesn't attack. It's just literally a case of,
So she just literally undoes him, and all the spells are undone, and everybody's resurrected.
Well,
all the
party members are
resurrected.
resurrected.
No, the citizens of Sairaag are dead. They died before. They were not killed by Phibrizo. Their souls are freed, however.
Yeah, you see like the reconstructed city of Sairaag just like disintegrating in the dust and dissipating into the air, and Sufil's dad is like, yes, this is exactly as it should be.
Yeah.
Right before he goes too.
Yep. And we see the party resurrected. They're like, oh my god, we're alive again, and Gary's there, and it's all great, and they're like, where's Lina?
There's Lina. Right.
And then Zealous shows back up.
They're like, what's with Lina? At which point Zealous shows up. That's not Lina.
Yeah.
That's the Lord of Nightmares.
The best thing is, Zealous shows up, obviously the other monster in the room, and the Lord of Nightmares immediately just like, she was like casually observing the humans, and then the monster shows up, and she's like, head snaps up, staring at him. Zealous immediately bends the knee.
Yes.
He's
like,
no. No, I know exactly what's going on.
Ain't no shit going on here.
I'm not fucking with you. No.
I know exactly how far outside my pay grade this is. Yeah.
Well, it's also like it's not even entirely out of terror. It's out of respect too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, unlike Phibrizo, Zealous respects the Lord of Nightmares. Like he does not try to even think he knows what she wants. He's like, nope. I'm just gonna. You are my creator.
Yep.
Actually, you're the creator of my creator, but actually, I think you're the creator of my creator. You're the creator of the one who created the one who created me. But
the monsters refer to her. Yeah, the monsters actually refer to her. Her primary name amongst the monsters is the mother of all things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he basically tells them, like, yeah, that's the Lord of Nightmares. That's not Lina. So where's Lina? Yeah,
She's not
Well,
She's
for
not
her to come for the Northern Nightmares to come here, Lina had to go where she was, and that's basically the void.
Yeah, poof, gone.
That's
Gary's
Oblivion,
like,
yeah.
the fuck? Like everybody's
Well,
like heartbroken.
He
Gary's
say
like,
that he doesn't even say that like she had to go there. Lena's gone. She's been absorbed
all
by
that she
the
was
chaos.
is no more.
Yeah.
And Gary, so Lord Nightmares basically starts like leaving, and Gary's like, oh no.
No.
Yeah, Gary is all about fuck that noise.
No. Yeah, my girlfriend just tried to unmake the world for me. I'm gonna go punch out an elder god. Excuse me.
And so he goes leaping on rubble that's descending rubble up after her. It's crazy.
Yeah, he does the whole jump
as
good
Lord
bit.
of Nightmares ascends into the void, into the swirling maelstrom of chaos that never left.
Yep. Gary chases her.
Yeah, he's showing all of his platform game mastery. He's just bouncing from rock to rock, chasing after you. Get the fuck back here! You bring Lina back. To the point where like the Lord of Nightmares enters the Chaos Orb, and Gowry goes straight in after her.
Yeah.
Like he loses the sword. The sword gets overtaken by the chaos, and it's sucked out of his hand. He keeps going.
He doesn't matter. Keeps going.
Yep. And he's just chasing out and he's just like he's not even like he starts off demanding. He gets where he's just begging.
Yeah.
And the scene with Lord Nightmare is just like, okay.
Yeah, the Lord of Nightmares is in the center of this Chaos Orb now, about to dissipate and take it back and go back to wherever she came from. Turns around, and Gowry's there, and she's like, "The fuck are you doing here?" And she's like,
"You should not have survived this. What are you doing here?"
Yeah. And Gowry's like, "Give me Lina back." And he tries to convince her, saying, the one you call Lina's is not here anymore. I don't know what to tell you.
He's like, don't care. This is stupid. I want Lina back.
She's been completely absorbed and destroyed by the chaos that is me.
Don't care.
Yeah, well,
give Lina back.
I don't care. Besides your chaos, all things are powerful through chaos. Give me back Lina. Well, I can't refute that logic.
So she disappeared. The Lord Mayor just disappears. The former Lina's gone, and Gowry's just like, no. At which point, Lina rematerializes. And goddamn, it's adorable. It's just pure.
It's really sweet.
It's so sweet. So they embrace. It's just like, oh my god, thank God you're here. It's just there's not a word is spoken, but it's so clear. They're just so.
It's over 2 years we've seen this develop.
Yeah.
To the point where one of them has just basically forsaken the entire world for one, and the other one chased after with the intention of punching out Elder God for the other.
Not just an Elder God, it's implied the creator of all things.
The demiurge of the universe. It's like, this is it. This is he's literally gone after and flipped God off in the face.
Yeah.
And they talk about earning a moment in a story. By God, this was earned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And they actually kiss.
Yes. And it's just a beautiful, sweet moment of just the two of them actually acknowledging what they actually feel for each other. It's really sweet. And then we cut back down to Earth.
Fuck the writers!
Yeah, we cut back down to Earth. And everyone's just completely like, oh my god, they're gone. We've won, but we've lost both Lina and Gowry.
Cut to Lina and Gowry over on a plinth on the other side of the island.
Hi! They get teleported down. Embracing each other. And Lina's they're all like, oh my god, Lina and Gowry. And it's like, eee! She's got this ship confirmed look on her face.
Yes.
And Lina's like, okay, I'm alive again. Gowry, Why are you holding my butt?
That's a really good question. I have no memory of doing this.
And she punches him into the lake. It's funny in the moment, but I agree. Yeah, so that's basically where things wrap up with the two of them arguing.
They do have a moment where they say, look, like that afterwards, they're sitting down for a meal and they're like, so do you remember anything that happened in there?
And Lina's like,
No,
I remember casting the Giga Slave and nothing else.
And Gaav is like, I remember going into that big orb in the sky and then nothing else. And they both agree that they think something important happened in there, but they don't have a clue what.
I think the implication is they're both kind of aware in their sort of deep down what happened. They're just not ready to say it out loud to everybody else.
Right.
That's always that's sort of the implication I've taken from it. Is it's less that they don't want to admit it to themselves, and more they don't. It's like we can't admit it in front of Amelia and Zell right now, and especially and for Lina, especially not Martina.
Yes.
I just kind of get the impression that it was a bit of a status quo reset.
It is.
It absolutely is.
It absolutely is. I will say, having watched Try, they are definitely closer in Try than they were in this in the first two series. And by the end of Try, it's clear that it's very clear where they're moving towards.
But at least we do get our wedding.
We do get a wedding, yes, as Martina and Zangelis get hitched.
Because Martina needs a king.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a kingdom at the minute, but she needs a king. Oh, that girl's special.
Yeah.
And Zangelis is like, well,
I'm a king now.
She's crazy. And if she's crazy, that means she'll put up with my bullshit. So,
yeah, like, to be fair, they're kind of a weird match, but they kind of actually make sense. And the bit where Martina comes in to announce to everybody that she and Zangelis are getting hitched is hilarious. Because I finally beaten you, Lina. Lina's like, what? I'm getting married before you. And she's like,
to who?
She's like, I'm getting. It's like, haha. I'm getting married to the guy I like before. I've married the guy I like before you do. And she's like, very clearly that Martina knows that Lina and Gauri love each other. She's like, no idea what you're talking about. Fuck. God damn it.
I mean, it is kind of cool that they're both basically the like rivals of their counterparts.
Yep.
But the scene where they actually get married and they've got this huge fucking setup where they come out of a church door down the stairs like some out of the fucking Lord of the Rings. It's this huge like marble staircase and a huge ostentatious church, like Gothic sort of thing.
There's a crowd out there cheering.
They've got a crowd and everything, and then it turns out the church is a fake.
Because of course it is.
It's just a huge fucking like facade, like a stage prop. That's just But the thing is, it shows you it from the other side, so there's no church, there's no altar, there's nothing in there for them to be in. So
it's literally a movie set prop.
They've literally just gone up those steps for the sake of coming out of those doors. Yes. They haven't gotten married in there and come out. It's just a set for the coming down the stairs bit. It's like,
oh god, I love that so much. Oh my god, it's so good.
Martina is special.
She is so funny. All right, we should probably move into final thoughts since that's the end of the show.
Yeah. One last point I will make in my earlier theory.
Yeah.
Martina is a member of Team Rocket. She was voiced by the same person who voices Jessie in English.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Fine, whatever. I didn't disagree about Martina. I was disagreeing about Zelos.
Okay.
No, Martina's clearly Team Rocket.
Yeah, she's clearly a member of Team Rocket. Zelos is another matter, though.
Yeah.
Zelos is way too competent to be a member of Team Rocket. All right, final thoughts. Eric, then Gav, and I'll finish up. This is my suggestion.
Right. So me, I guess.
Yeah, you first.
Hold on. Discord's on fire again.
Oh dear.
Everything burns.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
All right. Excellent.
Yep, you first, Eric, then Gav, then me.
All right. So I've seen all the Slayer series. Next is my favorite, and that's and I love the Slayer series. Like I really enjoy like the animation's okay for most of it. It's perfectly reasonable for the time period until you get to the last two fucking episodes, which are great. Yeah, it also introduces my favorite character in the Slayers verse, which is Zelos, who is Best Girl. That guy's fucking amazing.
In
Holy
one
shit.
episode, he quite literally is.
Like Zelos is just a wonderful example of chaotic evil working harmoniously with a party.
Yep.
And he's just hilarious. And yeah, I love Zelos. I can't sing his praises enough. Yeah, I just really like this series. That's about what I've got to say. I think it's probably the best of them. It's got the best structure. It has the best through line through it. Like the first one has sort of can clearly be broken into two halves that
Yep.
only have the barest of things together.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
This one has a strong through plot through the whole thing.
Yep.
It's a little disjointed at the beginning as it gets itself rolling, but once it does, it all hangs together really well. My one complaint, two complaints. One, Zelgadis kind of drops the whole find the Clare Bible to cure himself. I mean, yes, he ends up with bigger things on his plate, and does in fact trust Lina to help him out with this, so I can forgive that. But fucking hell, I just unmade the universe for my wannabe boyfriend. I just went and punched out God for my wannabe girlfriend. Awesome, we're together now. No, you're not. Fucking status quo bullshit. That's my one complaint. Otherwise, I adore the show.
Yeah, I basically agree with that. It's like the whole thing, like you say, the whole memory wipe, and even Zelgadis. Well, we need to start season 3 with our surly rock monster. That's the entire reason. If they'd have cured him and turned him human, he loses the interesting character design. So there was no way he was, but yeah, I agree. He gave up on that far too. I mean, we're saying okay, he trusts Lina, but that's all us implying that.
Yeah,
he doesn't say that. It's not spelled out. He, as far as it happens, if you read it in the script, he just stops mentioning it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, I can see the preference. I mean, a lot of what I say is going to match what I said the first time round. It's a continuation, and that's not a bad thing. I think what I like most about this is that although yeah, it's a comedy, it's doing so in a way that also doesn't take itself so seriously. So it's not a comedy set in a fantasy world. It's a comedy about a fantasy world, if you know what I mean. It's like you can break this down as being this is like it is watching somebody play a game of D&D.
Mm-hmm.
They have that meta knowledge. They don't always use it, or they don't fourth wall break or anything like that. But there's a logical thinking that happens in this that is detached from like an emotional. There's still plenty of emotion in there, but the plans and the resolutions are done quickly. They're not drawn out. People aren't crippled by an emotional, weakness or flaw or anything like that. You're getting a lot of these sort of shows where people doubt themselves and that kind of thing. No, it gets thought through logically. Plans are made and things happen. Now, the resolution, there was a lot of that but it didn't cripple Lina. It pushed her to take action.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of.
Just to say, this is also one of those shows that flips between drama and comedy on the dime and does it well.
I think what I'm trying to get is that more than it just being a comedy and being a funny show, is it has a much lighter feeling than a lot of shows of this sort of genre,
Mm-hmm.
set in the magic and sorcery world. It just feels different,
Yeah.
in a good way. And I think that's more than just because it's funny. I think it's just actually the way it's written. It's a lot more positive of a show.
Yeah, I can see that.
This is the thing. This is why I want to be a writer, but I don't write because I struggle at getting ideas out of my head and into human words.
I think I know what you're saying. No, I do. I know what you mean. It's. I mean, there is the thing about it is it's a comedy, but the comedy is always there. It actually there are jokes that just are there to be jokes, but there's an ongoing it's an actual satisfying epic fantasy story.
Yeah.
And there are dark implications to a lot of what's going on. And yet they do keep things feeling fairly lighthearted throughout most of it. I'd agree with you on that.
And it's not done with cheap gags. They're not.
Well, there are some cheap gags.
There are, but they're not. But they're not like forced. Hey, look at this and laugh. Kind of stuff like you get in a lot of modern writing. It's not in there for the sake of it. The comedy is natural.
For the most part, yeah.
At least I think anyway. What do I know? I can barely speak.
Yeah, I mean it's no, but I get what you're saying though. There's a lot of things that you can take the implications and go to really dark places, and a lot of other anime series would probably go there. And some would handle it well, and some would do it really badly. And what Slayers does instead is go, yeah, our protagonists are all hyper competent, powerful individuals. They're going to handle this intelligently and in a fun, breezy way for the most part. Because we know what we are. But yeah, if you guys can't tell, it's one of my, the entire Slayer series is one of my favorite things in anime, period. Next, I waffle on whether I like Next or the original Slayers better, honestly. I flip-flop. Because Eric's right, Next has a better narrative structure by a noticeable margin. Because the original series has the first arc with Shabernigdo and then the Copyreso arc. And they're two distinct things. And I kind of wish there was more sort of... I wish the Copyreso thing connected better with the first arc than it does. Next has that one ongoing story arc that bridges everything together very nicely. I have only a couple of minor complaints about it. One, the big one that we've all complained about, which is the reset to status quo between Lina and Gowry.
Yeah.
The first time I watched this, that actively pissed me off. For exactly what Eric's describing. Literally, Lina has just basically said, Gowry is more important to me than the world. And Gowry literally went to say, fuck you, God, give me my girlfriend back. And it's not just that. It's not just that he went to say, fuck you, God. He knew, you could tell, Gowry knew this probably was going to get him killed. And did not care. If there was a chance he could get Lina back, he was going to take it. And, and the fact that they undid all of that to a large degree annoyed me immensely the first time I watched it. And it still annoys me, but it bothers me less now. And I think it's just the case that I've watched the show a bunch that my love for the rest of the show overwhelms it, basically. And if this show was a more serious show, that would really piss me off. I don't know if I'd be able to forgive it. But because of the way the show's structured and the way it handles its comedy and the way it handles Gowry and Lina's relationship, looking at it, I can see how their relationship has changed even there in that final bit there. Because there's a lot of the same trappings the way they interact with each other. But it's pretty clear that there's more going on there than there had been before. So it has moved forward somewhat, just not to the degree it probably logically should, given what they've done.
I think it just felt a little bit cheap.
I'd agree with you. I'm not denying that.
It was like almost, well, it wasn't even a line. It was just a way they reacted. It was, but you tell in the script it's like a one-line kind of. They seem to have no knowledge of what went on. Oh, and by the way, Zealous found the Sword of Light and has returned it to Gowry, so we're all back to square one.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yep. Yeah, but again, it bothers me a little bit less than it used to. My other complaint about it, though, is one of the things I love about the final big confrontation at the end of the first Slayer series is it continues being, even through the final battle with Phibrizo, it's an ensemble piece. And my one issue with next is the final confrontation is all about Lina.
I feel a lot of the show is.
It is. It's much more all about Lina than the first series was.
Yeah.
In a number of times where, like again, with the one with the floating island, as we mentioned, and with Gaav, the others can do nothing. We're just waiting for Lina.
Yep. Whereas the final battle with Phibrizo is literally everybody has something important to do in order to pull it off. Yes, Lina deals the final blow, but it's like, it requires Gowry to use the Sword of Light to help Zelgadis and Amelia channel Ratilt into Phibrizo to pin him to the tree of the Flagoon, while Sylphiel, protects him with their defensive magic, while Lina flies the Blessed Sword into him. Like, it takes all of them doing that together in order to win that fight. And that is much more satisfying than any of the big fight pieces in Next. I'm forgiving of the final thing with Phibrizo, because that wasn't a fight.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely understand and largely agree with you about everything being about Lina. But I was going to mention, like, the last, the climax, shall we call it. Yeah, it was about Lina, but she had very little agency in it.
Oh yeah, totally. No, I agree completely. No, I'm actually
she had about as much agency as Gowry did.
Yeah, it's more about everything else, though. No, it's more about everything else, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my one quibble about the show. It doesn't actually hurt the show. It's still a great show. Like, I just really like the fact that the first series is more of an ensemble, and that's why they're so close to me because that it's just like, it depends what mood I'm in that day, really. I love Slayer's Next to pieces, and I can't recommend it enough. These Slayers and Slayer's Next are literally, the two of them as sort of taken as one gestalt entity, are in my top 5 favorite anime series of all time. I adore them. They never fail to make me laugh. I love the story. I love the characters. Lina is literally one of my favorite anime protagonists of all time.
Yeah, Lina's pretty awesome.
Like, I agree there. Zelos is amazing. He's hilarious and fantastic. But I love the entire main cast. All 4 of the main characters are fantastic. But Lina is, I can't think of many anime. She's so not like every other anime protagonist. Yeah, she's, she, like, you could, like, in a lot of ways, she's a lot like, a lot of shonen anime protagonists, except, A, she's a girl, so that's uncommon right there. B, she's smart and generally thinks her way around a lot of stuff. And B, yeah, the show acknowledges from day one she is horribly overpowered.
Yeah.
Well, they all are. That's the joke.
Oh, absolutely. The entire group is just stupidly powerful. But, like, the thing is, like, Lina could, in the wrong setting, could be like one of those infuriating, overpowered main protagonists. Except that she has personality to spare. She's hilarious. And she's got. I mean, again, she's an actual character. There's more to her than just being funny and OP. She's got actual depth of character, which is. She's just a really well written, funny protagonist. I love her. She's great. And God, her character design is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a really well thought out character design. Like, all of it.
Yeah, I have zero bad things to say about Lina as a character at all. Like she manages to get the alchemy of character.
Yeah,
perfect.
Totally. It's she's fantastic, and like, if you take her character a step in the wrong direction with almost any of her character traits, she could be infuriating. It's just they managed to nail her perfectly. It's really well done. I really, really appreciate that. At any rate, I think that's going to do it for this week, though, because we've run long.
We've been running really long.
I just realized what time it was. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We had a blast talking about it. It's Slayers. It's fantastic. We all love this thing to death. So that's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Eric, what are we doing next?
Fuck if I know.
You haven't decided yet? Okay.
I'm not sure. I'll have something figured out by Saturday.
All right, so we don't know what we're doing next yet. Eric is working on it.
It's a surprise!
So yeah,
actually,
next
time... no, it's a secret.
God damn it, Carlos. Catch you guys later. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.